Hey guys, how are y'all doing tonight? Give me just 1 second. I'm running super behind tonight because I was trying to get everything ready and look up some stuff and uh, keep up with. But y'all already know how the days went, and that's what we're going to talk about. Uh, yeah, like I'm pretty upset and irritated, and we're going to talk about why. Uh, totally not fair. If you were here last night, just give me 1 second. We'll get into it. Thank you guys for being here. Please just chill out for 1 minute. I don't even have my camera plugged up or anything. Super behind. So you can hear me sit here and breathe hard to put this camera together and try to get on track. Anyway, so I guess I'll just talk to myself while I'm putting this together, and it'll be like talking to y'all, but I can't see what you're saying. Anyway, so last night, right? If you were in the chat, me and Allie were trying to do our presentation, and about halfway through, Candus comes in, and she asked if she could come up on the live. At the very beginning of this, and I know, guys, whoever has been here long enough to have followed us from the beginning, what's one thing that I've always said? That I did not go up there, put a camera in their face, and I have never had them on my panel. I've had Don Wills on the phone before for a brief minute when he is called, but they have never been on my panel. But what am I supposed to do? It's pretty much, excuse my language, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. If I didn't have her come on when she has people would say, oh, you're not letting her get on there and talk. You're not letting her speak. I felt I got pushed in the corner, and I was like, yes, you can come up. Everything was going smoothly. Everything was fine. So today, as today has went, I have been accused of some of the most ridiculous crap. And that's what we're going to talk about. And, I mean, it is crazy. I let that woman talk and say everything she wanted to last night. I've been accused of using hand signals when I scratched my nose. I was in an uncomfortable position. I didn't know she was going to say she didn't love Dawn anymore. I mean, for real. I've said this for a long time. We don't babysit them. We don't tell them what to say, what not to say. They're allowed to say whatever it is they want. Just try to be respectful. You can't be nice to somebody, or else you're doing this and you're doing that. Somebody in the chat said last night, can y'all hear me okay? Because I hope I'm just not talking. Nobody can hear. Somebody said, it's a chatter comment. I'm off track. Let me finish putting this camera together so I can plug it up. Standing here fiddling with everything. When I say I was behind on stuff, I literally was. So behind. I have to see if Chasing's in here. Because we're going to go over a lot. I mean, we got a lot to talk about tonight. So, if you ain't got nothing to do, we're going to cover a lot of material. A lot of stuff. A lot of good stuff. All right. Sweet. There's that. One step closer. Almost there. All right. Guys, okay, I'm fixing the camera real quick. Boy, tonight is when I definitely needed a co-pilot. Penny, do you want to come up? Are you in here? Can you come up here and help me for a minute? If you don't care, I'll drop the link in the chat. Let's see. There it is. Hey, Chroma Mama, how are y'all? Yeah, you want to be brave? Y'all want to come up on my channel tonight? It has been a rough day. I wouldn't do that to y'all. It's insane. So is Penny in here? Or is anybody? I mean, y'all can come up if you want, Chroma Mama. Anybody who wants to. I just need somebody to help me real quick. All right. Guys, is she in here? Okay, now I'll turn this on. What on earth, man? There we go. All right, bear with me a second. I am almost ready. Put this green screen down and we're set. So I never got an answer if Penny's in here or not. We got. Bear with me, guys. If y'all can suffer through me getting ready for this, like we're gonna have some interesting stuff going on. I just I have priorities too here, and sometimes at the last minute when I got to put a live together, it's just everything gets all crazy. All right, should be good. Alrighty. Okie dokie. How's everybody doing tonight? We good to go? Alright, right on. Okie dokie. Alright, guys. So let's talk about this. So last night, where I left off, we were doing our presentation. So we've been accused of saying, we wouldn't let her talk. If anybody paid attention, I was asking her stuff about, that hasn't been answered since Chris McDonough did an interview with her. And she answered our questions. Then when she wanted to talk about what she wanted to talk about, I gave her free reign. I even stepped back and said, I don't want to be in the middle of it. Am I not correct? Thank you so much, Christy Solo. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah. Hey, Penny, I just asked if you wanted to come up or somebody wanted to come up and help me with the, the Crom Mom said, deep breaths, woosah. Amen. Amen to that. Today has been the day. So, was I not, though? Can I get that much? Did I not say, I don't want to get in the middle of it? You say what you want. And she was like, Cam, no, it's not about you. And I was like, I know it's not. I don't want it to be about me. Most definitely do not want to be a part of any of that. It is what it is. She came out and said what she wanted to. Another thing was, I've been accused saying that we were racking up all this money for her last night. Look, I have said multiple times on multiple live streams, I do not want to be involved with any money, any middleman. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm not asking for it. Somebody put a super chat and said, Candus, what do you need? Go back and check it out. And she said flooring. That wasn't me. I had nothing to do with that. It wasn't till the other day that I think one of the mods shared her Cash App in the chat. I wasn't even going to do that because I want nothing to do with monetary funds. And that should be understandable. from the crap that I've suffered through this, and I don't want anything to do with that. If people want to help her, they can send straight to her. It's not being mean. It's no more. This is ridiculous. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, look, White Rabbit, exactly. Hey, look, I don't agree with you on that. I'm sick of hearing about it too. Look, man, not everybody. I don't want nobody. So I've never asked for a super chat on here. I don't want it. If you don't have it, I definitely don't want you to send it to me. It's not what I'm here for. I'm here to try to get close to these cases. Look, and I've said this to Candus and Dawn through this whole thing. If there is any evidence that points at them, I have to go in the direction of the evidence. I will be the first one to turn something over if it was there that pointed at them. But as of right now, there is nothing. People think that because I have talked to them personally that I just go and ask them questions all the time. That's not how it works. Put your place in the shoe, and somebody comes around and is just constantly interrogating you. Are you gonna, or how are you gonna feel? You're gonna feel like everybody, like they are eyeballing her, which it's the case. Parents are the number one suspect, so people are automatically going to be looking at them, side-eyed. But I imagine, I'm just saying, if I was in the position, say that you has nothing to do with this case. Say that you as a parent, this happened to you, and you 100% didn't have anything to do with it. Just say that. We're using this as an example. And people came and constantly interrogated you. You're going to, for a good while, you're going to talk and you're going to share everything you know over and over and over again until you get so burnt out of being pointed at that you're like, what else can I say? And I'm using this example. This has nothing to do with this case, or this. I'm not, saying that for any other case. I'm just saying, so think about when we go up there, when we were searching, doing trails, videos and stuff. The few times I actually went up on her property, we didn't even talk about it because you got to think it's an uncomfortable situation anyway. I met Dawn and Candus in, when was it we were first there? It's August or July of 2021. When we filmed the trails, when I met them. So it's not like I know them very well or anything. So it's not like we're on a personal level. I just roll up and say, "Hi, tell me about everything. Tell me about your whole life story." It doesn't work like that. Try to be respectful. I try to ask questions when we can because, that's what we're there for. Not, to be perfectly honest, yes, I volunteered to be helpful around the house and stuff, but we're not renovators. I tried to help go cover the trails, be a part of this, search and rescue that we had going on. We were lucky enough to be able to team up with some professional people, and it was awesome. But, we just want answers for her. I'm not here to cover for Dawn and Candus. I'm not here to kiss their butt, make them happy, make them feel comfortable. I want to find answers for Summer and pray to God that she's brought home safe. And on the latter, try to get answers. It's just crazy. So I'm going to talk about another, and I'm going to call this one out because this one really got to me this morning. I was watching another creator's platform, and I asked them, and they know who I'm talking about, and this it's going too far. They going so far as to, if you are upset with what happened last night, that has nothing to do with us. She spoke. She came up on our platform because she asked. It went like it is. You could tell we were uncomfortable. It is what it is. She spoke. She talked about it. I let her talk. Anyway, so I guess another creator got so mad as they were talking. I saw them in the chat talking about going after my wife's license for her job. And I'll tell you right now, I took screenshots of every conspiring message and I screen recorded that live and I gave it to her job today. That's what I've been doing all day. That is ridiculous. They're talking about saying my wife embedded, whatever, whatever that means. It's, what even aiding and abetting, it means when you hide a fugitive at your house and you don't let that is. I mean, if you're going to sit and threaten somebody and conspire against them, at least get what you're talking about right. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. But to go as far as to do that, I'm going to tell you right now, if it comes to my children or my wife, it's crossing the line, and I will not tolerate it. And if people don't want to talk it out like a man or talk it out like an adult, then then we'll find other options to do it. But that's the two lines I'm not going to deal with. We are all in here to try to help find a child. And if you care about missing child and children, then if you mess with a woman's job and livelihood, that essentially is going to roll downhill if you get her fired and hurt her children and have them to not have, so people need to think about their actions and the things they say. Hey, Patty Barnett, sorry guys, I had to get that off my chest. That's bothered me all day. And so that'll bring us to the next thing. So I even reached out to law enforcement in Sullivan County because that's, I wanted to know what I needed to do to go and speak to the person personally, because they won't speak to me over the phone. And multiple times I've tried, but continue to just do the bashing and harassing. And so I reached out to Sullivan County Sheriff's Office deputy. Called me back today. I said, look, what do I do? What is the legal way of taking care of this? This is my answer. So you can go after slander or defamation. That's a civil case. You're going to pay out tons of money in essence to really, they're not going to do anything. It'll be tied up in lawsuits. And I'm not, bear with me, I'm going to get back on subject. I got good stuff. And we're going to actually focus on summer at the end of this. We're going to go back and look at why we do this, okay? Why we're in this for real. So, but anyway, I'm talking to this deputy, and I said, look, I told him what we were involved in. I said, I already have people following me home. We put ourselves out there to try to help with these cases. We get called the worst things and get painted the worst way, but I can assure you, it is definitely not worth the risk that it can potentially do to our lives and our everything. But that's how passionate we are of wanting to help. So I'll risk it. God blessed me with another day on this earth and another, however many years he's going to let me live. So I want to give back and help people that, these, especially like Summer, a child Summer's age, she has a whole life ahead of her. I did stupid things in my youth and just, I threw my childhood away and went and was doing, I want to give back because I feel like they need a chance at life to make something themselves, even though I threw mine out the door, Hey, Candus. Anyway, let me collect myself for a minute. I need some mods, please. Yeah, I know, and we're going to talk about this one too because this is another one that's spreading lies about us. So yeah, anyway, give me just a second. I want to make sure I'm on top of everything that y'all are saying. I want to keep up with you. Trying to take a deep breath. I'm upset. Look, I'm trying to hold it together because I've seen some of the most ridiculous accusations towards us and my wife today, and it's not deserved because we try to treat people kindly. It means that we have to agree and that we're covering for everybody. It's not that. We just want the truth, and we believe in treating people how we would want to be treated. Simple as that. So I talked to this law enforcement officer. I said, "So what do I do?" So basically, I can't do anything. He said, "There's no harassment laws in Tennessee that he could think of a code that would fit my situation." So I said, "So basically, I just have to sit till it's too late and then try to fight back." He's like, basically, he said, because I called because I wanted to see if an officer would escort me out there to just supervise the situation. Let me say, could you please stop what you're doing? I'm asking you nicely as a man, so that they can't say that one or the other did anything, uh, to extreme just for retaliation. Wanted an officer. He said, well, basically, I can't go and referee that, because you're going out there and it, essentially would be a dispute because you have a grievance with this person. Um, and I said, I understand that. So I took advantage of the situation because I'm talking to a Sullivan County deputy. I said, can you talk to me about, I said, were you involved with, I told him I was a guitar. So were you involved with uh, when the Summer Wells, when she disappeared, the Summer Wells case, when on June 15th, were you out there? And he said, he was, this guy was really cool. I told him I had a pass because I was nervous about talking. I still get nervous around officers, even though, I've made the steps to do it. I've got a buddy that's one, even when he's in uniform, like, he makes me nervous. I've known him my whole life. It's just because the lifestyle I used to live. Some things, it's weird. Anyway, so he said, mm-hmm. And I said, well, if you can't talk about it, I don't want to ask. And he was like, well, I said, can you just tell me this? Uh, I said, is there a difference between blocking a road in a checkpoint, investigative checkpoint, or roadblock? And he said, mm-hmm. I said, so can I ask you, were they blocking the road off on Ben Hill Road and for search and rescue? He said, to my knowledge, that's what happened. I said, so, I'm sure that as law enforcement, they're going to be flagging cars through. That means that, and I want to make this very clear. I talked about this last night. We kind of got cut off, and a few people asked me in the comments to continue what I was saying. So I'm not disputing that they probably, as cars went by, they talked to them, they're asking them things, or even, looking at a vehicle. I'm not saying that they didn't do it. I'm saying a first scheduled investigative checkpoint was not put up till 8 days later to ask people if they had seen things. Because, as we know, on the 15th, it was in the evening time, going into nighttime. During the day, there is already hardly any traffic on Beach Creek Road. Traffic is few and far between. So nighttime, it's going to be even, less sporadic. It's going to be just hardly, probably a car an hour or something. I don't know, but even when I've been out there in the middle of the day, it's there. You barely see vehicles. So, yeah. So I asked him that, and he confirmed. He said, yes, there's a difference. And I said, well, he started talking about Evelyn Boswell. He said, well, I was hired. He said it was during the Evelyn Boswell case, and I became a deputy, and I was actually there on the recovery of, bless her soul, the recovery of her. If you're not familiar with that case, sad case, and the mother will be going to court in September, I believe. Anyway, so, I talked to him. He was very upfront, honest. He was a very nice officer, and I appreciated talking to him. I didn't want to push his buttons, but I was talking about this is another thing I brought up. I said, so, we kind of got involved in this because I have children that are around the same age as Summer. And I said, if there are people coming here that are taking children, I said, I want to know about it because I want to put a stop to it. Even if me being just a normal citizen, I will get out here and I will make a difference to try to stop it. Because I told him, I said, criminals are constantly evolving. I said, when they're in cities where the surveillance is heavy, what are they going to do? They're going to move to areas that are more rural, towns that are small, so they can, go about their nefarious acts. And he said, yeah, he said exactly. I said, so I said, I really feel like there's a problem here because we see the trafficking being busted in Sullivan County, and the other ones, which I have some clips pulled up here that we'll talk about. And I said, I really have a gut feeling. He said, as do we all. That uh, so you just have to understand when you're talking to an officer and he can't talk to you about stuff. You're trying to read his cues, what he's saying, as do we all. So I feel like there is an issue that it's big around here. TBI, we see it every day that they're doing something. Well, not every day. I don't want to say that. Don't quote me on that. God forbid. I'm saying we see it very often now that they're these people are doing these just sickening acts around here. Anyway, so after I got off, I'm thinking, I was like, I have confirmed it through people that live on Beach Street because this issue about this roadblock situation has gotten so petty. It's kind of over the same thing as it was. I can't remember what the last one was. It the nitpicking over who does this first and who did that first. I don't care. I'm glad somebody else did it first. I want to just get information out and us collaborate and have a collective, group of information that we can, even if we don't agree, creators should be able to bounce information, and people can come, more heads on a case. You're going to have better information. It's how it should be. I mean, we're adults, not children. I don't care about who did it first. I don't care about nitpicking over words. It's childish. So I talked to people. I was like, I want to confirm this. I'm not crazy. I know what I've been told. I am. So I've made good connections through this, and we've talked to oh my gosh, EquiSearch drone guy. I can't think of his name right now. We got Chris from First to Deploy. Somebody help me here. He's on my channel. I feel so awful for not being able to. We've talked to Twyla, but I have, Ansley Daniels from WJHL. I spoke to her frequently through this. She kind of, became somebody, that we could call, I guess you would say, kind of like a colleague. She's very nice. She's very thorough in her information. And I wanted to ask her, and I will read you the text messages that I sent her today, and I'll show them to you and what she replied to me with. Because this is how we have to be. And I'm going to bring receipts about everything, the information that we put out. Not Dave Rader, I'm sorry. His Gene Robinson, that's his name, drone operator. He's been on our channel. Thank you, Jennifer Johnson. You just said at the same time. Exactly. So this is what I said to Ansley today. And I said, because I really, I was getting upset about this. I'm like, if they, to go out and throw some shade on people for no reason over words, and there is most definitely a difference from blocking a road and a roadblock for an investigative search. I'm sorry. Let's just be real about it. There is a huge difference. So I asked her this morning, I said, hey, Ansley, sorry to text you so early. I had a question for you that maybe you can help me answer. Can you find out for me on June 15th, the day Summer went missing, did law enforcement just have the roads blocked off at Ben Hill Road so that the search and rescue could do what they were doing and there would not be people in and out? And then I know they actually did an investigative checkpoint / roadblock on the 23rd, 8 days later. I'm just trying to be thorough about the 15th. She says, hey, I'm off today and handling some things from afar today, back home. Try to look into this Monday. So I go on to say, okay, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to bug you. I'm just trying to clear some things up because from the information I can find, it says they just had the road blocked off down there because they were still going on the impression that Summer walked away, as they still are, that we know of what they're releasing. That Summer walked away, and they have consistently thought, and I was trying to see if you could let me know if that's accurate, but I apologize for bothering you. She said, it's okay. I'm not sure exactly how the roads were blocked off since they had media stationed back at the church. Ben Hill Road was blocked off 15th and the following day when I was out there reporting. So I sent her the post of the investigative, or what the TBI had released about, uh, it says investigators conducted a roadblock canvass Tuesday evening, speaking with drivers who travel to the Beech Creek area often to see if they notice anything out of the ordinary on the day Summer went missing. There is a reason why I'm going over this, because I'm going to be thorough about it. And I'm going to call the people that matter, and I told you that's what we're going to do, because this is important stuff. 8 days later is late to me. I'm going to question it. I'm sorry. I feel like that should be one of the first things that should be done, correct? And maybe multiple days, different areas, different parts of Kingsport, Tri-Cities area, Bristol, Johnson City have multiple roadblocks, right? So bear with me. I'm getting into this, and I've got some great stuff. If chasing is in here, guys, let me know. Thank you, Jennifer Pyra. I appreciate that so much. And for God forbid somebody will say that I've asked you for it. That anybody that gives anything over here, they do it from the goodness of their heart. And I assure you, every bit of funds that come into this channel are then reused for what we do for investigating. If we use gas to go film things, to help it with people that might in our community, the true crime community, if people need help with funds, people have reached out that said, hey, I can't pay power bill, I can't do. And if we could ever help, we will, because that's what it's about. I don't care about the money. I'd rather see somebody and their kids have power in their house or something to eat than worry about, the slick stuff people say out of hate over here. Chasing is driving cool. She sent me something a while back, and I was just going to ask her if it's cool if I use it. It's something she put together. It's like a slideshow, and I'm sure if she sent it, she told you guys have followed. She told me if I could use anything she had, but I'm still going to ask because it's the right thing to do. So let me go ahead and pull up the stuff I got. Oh, thank you, Chasing, and thank you so much for helping me today. And I know you can probably tell I'm manic. I talked to her earlier today, and I was just freshly getting upset over all this. Thank you, Miss Christine. If all the creators on YouTube work together, imagine how many children that could be saved. Let's get it together. Cam and Allie doing magnificent. Thank you, for real. So let's go over this hand signal crap from last night. If we want to, what do you guys think? Let me ask you. Do you want me to pull up that live? We'll watch it. It's mine. I can watch it all day, anytime. Would you like to go over? We'll go over everything that's said, because that's, freedom to speak and say whatever she wanted. We'll talk about it. And that's what it is. It is what it is. So do you think that's, it's important? We can do that. But I feel like that we all have done that in our own time. We can do it right here. If that's what, I don't have a time limit tonight. We're going to get done. I'm going to say what I need to say. Okay? Thank you, Janet Pirate. Guys, I appreciate it. Y'all, for real, y'all have to do that. Music City Mom, thank you, for real. Cam chasing. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Priority. That's 100% right. That's what. Yeah, we will. If you want to go over it, we will. That's straight fine. But I'm gonna we'll save that for right at the end because I'm gonna go over the stuff I already got pulled up if that's cool. Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna have to pull this up about this freaking hand signal crap. Yeah, I guess we will have to pull it up right now. We'll go over it. Look, I ain't shook, man. I ain't got nothing to hide. I was so uncomfortable when it happened because I didn't, and Candace probably laugh at this right now, but when she said that, I was like, "Oh no, she feels how she feels," and she said what she felt like, and I didn't see that going, didn't know that she was even going to come on, much less what she was going to say, and I just was like, "Holy crap!" And I said, "You do you. I don't want to be in the middle of it," and that's as real as I can be. I was nervous, and if I scratched my face, I apologize. Allison was making fun of me because I was rubbing my thighs like this with my hands because I was so nervous last night. Yeah, and for real, Catnip, thank you. I don't have the authority to ask anybody any question, and they definitely don't have to answer me. So, she was gracious enough to answer the questions we did ask. And that's because we have had a humane, kind relationship with people that's just treating people how you would want to be treated. You will get a lot farther by that than speaking so much hate and bashing people. I mean, people that are adults, 50, 60 years old. I know that a lot of people don't agree with everything and they are upset or whatever, but we're adults. We have to internalize our anger and we have to act as an example for people younger than us, people that were not maybe raised, the way you were. We have to set examples daily in our life. Guarantee you, this part won't be recorded and talked about. It'll be something stupid that was off the wall. They don't want to record nothing when it's actually truth because the truth hurts. Look, I'm done with it. This channel right here, I do me. We're gonna do what I do. Nobody else. Their actions, other creators' actions do not reflect on me. Other people's actions do not reflect on me. I am not those other people. Let's pull this up. Okie dokie. All right, here we go. What was that? All right, here we go. Let me know if you can hear it because I don't know if the volume, if I have everything set up right.
Spiteful and having. We know. She yelled that at you that day when you were carrying that banner, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, little kid.
Yeah, so we could point out the obvious.
What did she say?
See, right here. They got your kid.
She said, ha ha, put me off and I got your kid.
That's awful.
So that right there, if that, look, so people want to be hateful and bash Candus. She's out there carrying a banner for her daughter.
Oh,
yeah, we have viewed out Hunter and her mom, and this isn't the only thing that they were attending through this. Allie yells at it. Candus, the True was showing up and Hunter at prayer vigils and making their presence known. Things that were supposed to be for summer, and
they were popping up there.
More like just bullying.
Right.
Bullying or just harassing.
Right. Harassing and being disrespectful.
Yeah, that's the way I took it. And I noticed that, I just saw a comment I want to answer. Why would it be our business if Candus wanted to leave Dawn? Doesn't help at all on finding Summer. For me, there has to be clear line between helping finding Summer and family gossip sympathy. So, again, obviously you haven't watched what we've been talking about or watched last night. We did not know Candus was going to come on this live stream. She asked us for a link. We are talking about her daughter. Of course, I'm going to say yes. You can come up and be a part of that if you ask me, because we have all, as creators, talked about their children. Regardless how anybody feels, that is their children, and that's a respect thing. So I am a respectful person. I said, sure. Candus said what she wanted to. That was her. We didn't make it a big deal. We interacted with her. We talked a little bit about it. It is what it is. That's what happened. I'm sorry that you feel it's sympathy, because people, as of right now, there's no evidence pointing of guilt at anybody, at them, anybody. So if it's sympathy to look at another human being that is going through a hard time, that has, at this, from what all we know right now, you can have speculation, everything else, and you can point fingers with everything else. But right now, there is nothing factual that you can hold on to besides your opinions till it's on a court paper, till it's on till it's evidence and law enforcement puts it out, till whatever, something like that. It is all speculation or your opinion. And I'm sorry, they don't convict in the United States over opinion. And if, God forbid if it ever happens, because if the people that hate and bash have to go step in front of a judge and let a judge sentence you on his opinion of you, I'm sure you're not going to be happy. Everybody's not going to be happy. You might go in there and say, I have my rights. And he might say, you ain't got nothing. I don't like the way you look, and he'll lock you up. Boy, we'd be in a different situation then. Or say one of your children gets in trouble and people convict him because they don't like the way your child looks. He's perfect to you, right? You look at your child every day and he's perfect in every way to you, but these people over here might not like things he did. And they might convict him in the public from their opinion and bash and run them through the ringer. How are you going to feel then? Are you going to say, yeah, well, my son's perfect, but I'm going to get on their team and I'm going to bash them because that's what, it's not right. I'm sorry. These are valid points. I'm done playing games about it. Let's be real, or let's not talk about it. No, I'm sorry. I just was using that as an example. If I read it wrong, I apologize. It wasn't like that. I just wanted to talk about it. And look, yeah, there is people praying. We treat people with respect. We pray. I'm not going to go after somebody till there's evidence of it. There is so much other things. Now that's all channels. The same channel that went against the that said that about the roadblocks with that evidence, which they're saying this is proof. They in their WJHL evidence video, they show you it says law enforcement blocked roads. Way different than a roadblock checkpoint. Sorry, it is. And so they went after the footprints and were saying, Dave Rader is there saying, I came into town. I don't want to go off subject, but he said, I came into town on Saturday, which was the 19th. I think that night is when they came across the footprints, and searchers, TBI and local law enforcement were taking it very seriously. There's a clip in it. They did their research. All right. Sorry, Stitching, Bitching, and True Crime. That's a cool name. Yeah, for real. It's true, Patty Barnett. All right, so we'll go on. We're going to keep watching. Man, I'm so far off track, so we're just going to play it out by ear. I had a lot of stuff put together, but we're going to play it by ear because sometimes it goes better that way. Yes, Chico's Monk. Yes, it is. Blocked roads and search fields. If you heard what I said a minute ago, I said I would be pretty dumb to say when they had the roads blocked off and they're standing in the road, police officers have to block that road. Vehicles come, I'm sure they're going to stop and talk to them. They're going to say, hey, let me look in your car just to make sure. Also, when Bianca Murray says they were searching cars off of the road, they were, and this is what I was told by locals and people that I knew that were part that I know that are part that were part of the initial search. Said they were searching vehicles, outbuildings, everything that were close to that property on Ben Hill Road where Summer disappeared from. They searched all that because they were under the impression she walked away at that point. And then there was a thing that they said that she could possibly be in danger, that she was picked up and then dropped back off near the woods. Dave Rader talks about that too. This stuff's important, man. We're going to get into detail. If we're going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it, right? It's all good. So let's pull up the next thing, all right? We're going to keep going over this, but like I said, and if y'all missed it, please push the replay. I got Ansley Daniels that's going to give on Monday when she comes back in the office. I'm getting all this information confirmed. If I am wrong, then I will put it out there that I'm wrong. I'm going to put the information that she gives me straight to you. Always have, always will. Was on that same channel that was talking about the footprints, and somebody said, literally from my community post, said, Cam said for a fact that it was those footprints were found on the 18th for a fact. That's because they just spread misinformation. I want to show you something real quick. I mean, people always talk about the receipts. I'm going to show you receipts because I have the right to do that too. So right here, I'm going to share it. Let me get this up here. Okay. I'll pull that back up. Dude, when I get to this next part, there's the information I can't wait to go over with you guys. Is something that was pushed under the rug, kind of swept under the rug at the beginning of this case, and I never understood why. Hold on a second, my wife's calling me. What in the world? Okay, I'm going to leave that right there. Can y'all please read that, please? And what exactly I said. And I'm going to answer my phone real quick. All right, so if you read that here, I'm going to drop the link so I have some help up here tonight. I appreciate it, Penny. Thank you for offering. Yeah, I need a little support tonight, to be honest. I'm fed up. These cases shouldn't be like this, guy. I mean, people need to work together. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, I mean, if you could read that, I'd like to let that be known what I said. I said there was some confusion on some debates about when the footprints were located. So here is this screenshot of the property owner posting on June 18th that law enforcement knocked on the door to search his property. So I believe the footprints were located sometime later in that evening on the 18th. If that is not accurate, please let me know in the comments. So that's what I said. I'm totally open. If I'm wrong, that I'll correct it. Hey, what's up, Penny? Sorry.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
All right. How are you? Deep breath. Deep breath. I know you're pissed.
I'm good. It's just like, it's not irritation and mad. It's like that I have to go through. And I mean, I got my receipts. I can show everything. I can tell my side.
Yeah.
The day is when you saw it yourself. It goes to the craziest left field.
Yeah.
Of Did you watch the live last night?
Yes, I did. I mean, for the most part, I watched it. Yeah, I don't think I was there in the beginning, but I tuned in probably about halfway through. I saw the Candace part for sure.
Did we know she was coming up there?
No,
No.
no.
Was I giving her hand signal?
What? Hand signal? Who said you were giving her a hand
Oh
signal?
my gosh! Yeah, I was like a third base coach, I guess.
I was on the phone with you for a good portion of today, and you didn't even mention hand signals. When did that come about?
Well, it's because I was watching that about 10 minutes before I started this live.
Oh,
I was like, oh my gosh, it gets better as we go.
oh, well,
It's
no.
lovely.
And you know what? I can honestly say that whenever the live ended, did you call me or I call you? I don't remember, but
I think I
we were
called
on the
you.
phone after your live ended, and I was kind of like, oh my God, and you were like, I know. Eh,
my adrenaline was pumping.
you don't have any idea what, somebody else is gonna say, and that's the thing. Like,
And she's an adult. She can say what she wants. I mean, to be honest, she answered things that if people would have paid attention and went past
right.
she was talking about things that
Right, like Dawn was gone to Utah for 9 months.
9 months.
There was a couple of things that I hadn't heard before, So, you know, people are gonna pick and choose what it is their heart desires, and if their heart desires drama, then that's what they're gonna take away from it. And if their heart is seeking information to, help dissect the intricacies of this case, then that's the things that are gonna stand out to them. You can't make that so for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's how, like, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and the part, like, even with H with Hunter, she didn't have to answer any of that, but she did.
Yeah.
She could have told me to kick rocks, and like, I don't, but she did.
Yeah.
And I asked, and she said, and I even said, look, if I don't want to do anything. If you can't talk about it, then just tell me to shut up.
Yeah. I mean, Cam, I'm always telling you, stop apologizing. I know you want to get along with everybody, and
I don't care.
so do I. I do. I want to get along with everybody, and I would like for everybody to get along. But there are certain people who are always going to be directly and adamantly opposed to you, either because of your position and your, how close you are to the situation and the access that you have to it. It's just always going to be what it is.
Yeah.
And
like Benny, this is another thing. Like, people are. I went out, and Penny, you know this too. I went out and I reached out to channels that hated my guts, and I went there and I tried to be an example. Well, people come and they attack me now because Benny comes up here. I said, so how can I practice what I'm preaching and say, I'm going to go over here and talk to all them, but now I'm not going to talk to him. I'm treating everybody the same, equally. I am trying. We will all get along, because that's what it's about. It's stupid.
Well, here's the thing about Benny. I started talking to him knowing full well the controversy he holds. Huh?
Somebody come up in the back chat, and hold on just a second. Okay, go ahead, Penny.
Oh, it's Benny. Hey, Benny.
Hey.
Keys to the answer. Shut up.
You know, see, he's been up here for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've been sitting right underneath you, gang.
Oh, I haven't been looking at the screen. I've just been sitting here, like, my phone is on the counter. I've just been standing in my kitchen talking to the air.
You go, girl. I'm on you.
No, but like the thing about Benny is, like, I knew full well whenever I reached out to Benny that, he holds a certain level of controversy in this community. And the thing is, I had to ask myself is, how much do I really care? about what other people think, and I've never been the type to think much about what people feel about me, and and that's something that I have to stay true to. That's just who I am.
I thought I didn't. I thought I didn't either till I came into this. And I made it a go. I thought I didn't care.
I remember Cam. I remember when Cam was like, "Man, I'm going to start the channel now," and I started telling him, all of those strange things that the interwoven toxicity in this community. And I remember telling him, I was like, "Now listen, I know this sounds crazy, but it's really real." And I remember the first time Doug told me how crazy this stuff was, I was like, "This dude is insane." But it is actually, it's that toxic, right? Like people just they don't even have to not like you. They just have to not like the fact you don't like Ernie Shell, and they're going to call the people on you.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Right. That's right. That's exactly right.
Did you catch what I was talking about at the beginning of this? I want to see what my 3 Hiller. Hold on 1 second. I want to talk about. Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're mute. Oh, there you go. Hey, girl.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Shut the fuck up. Sorry. Shut up.
I'm going to mute you.
Sorry.
You're okay.
My dogs are vocal.
Oh, you're good.
Anyway, Cam.
Yeah.
This is a black and white issue about folks saying that Don Wells, that he's guilty and all this other happy jazz. This is a black and white issue. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to post it. This is a human rights issue for every United Nations country since 1948 has said it's innocent until proven guilty. It's a black and white issue.
That's right.
They're wrong. That's it.
That's
okay?
Right. Yep.
That's it. And there's nothing to debate. Shut up. Like I told my dog, you can throw the F in there too. It's a black and white issue. Okay.
A lot of people are gonna say, Cam, what are you gonna do when you're wrong, bro? At the end of this, you're wrong. It's like, I tell folks, what are you gonna do if you're wrong the whole way through?
Right. What are you gonna do? Does it matter? Does it matter?
I want to be wrong because my position
you did the right thing.
Is Benny's position. And that's the thing. Like Benny and I, Cam and I, we probably don't even see eye to eye on all of the things. And
right.
In the end, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong about everything because
Go ahead.
I don't want to be right about any of it.
Yeah. The difference is I don't have to backtrack and apologize to nobody.
No, you're doing the right thing. Like I said, it's a black and white issue. You are doing the right thing. There's nothing to debate. There is nothing to talk about. It's the right thing.
You know what, bro? Like
that's it.
I expect and everyone else expects like for you to do it the same way the next time, bro.
Yeah.
You are a decent person.
Yeah, and
if anybody wants to question that, then they can just go and do what I told my dog to do.
And I appreciate that, but if y'all didn't, if people came in late, what I talked about at the beginning is the crap that came out this morning. I was sitting in a chat because I just wanted to watch. Because this certain individual, and I talked about it, I called the sheriff's department and everything because I'm sick of it. I've reached out to try to make amends multiple times with this person. I said, look, they brought up somebody in the chat, and they just started talking about my wife's her license for her job and going after it. So I said, I said, listen, you can bash me all day, but when it comes to my family, I'm not holding back. And look,
I told you it was going to be that way too. I hate us that way, bro, but it is.
And this,
you know what?
I got a
Cam,
yeah.
I already looked it up. There is a law to protect you and to make them shut the F up. That's it. Again, black and white. Right. There is I looked up Tennessee law does have something that protects you and that puts an end to all of that stuff, contacting her work, all of that stuff. It puts an end to it.
Well, contrary to popular belief on here, it comes to my family and my children. I'll tell you how I deal with
Right.
something. You mess with my children, you hurt my family. I don't care. There's nothing. There's no holds bar with me. I'm not gonna hold my tongue about that. You know,
And
that
Kim,
people
you
take the
know,
law into their own hands, and look, I don't want to say that. I'm not.
Just
right,
don't say too much, bro.
right.
I'm not.
You
no, I'm not.
actually, you
I'm not
actually have the right. You are reasonable in doing that. You know, Benny's
Well,
little friend is always saying that she's doing about documentation. You know who I'm talking about, Benny?
Who's that? I don't have no friends other than Fizzle and Cam and Allie.
What the hell's that? What am I, chopped liver? I'm
No,
No,
offended.
you're a friend too.
Let me finish this real quick because it's important to me. Like, and I want to say this because, and I'm not saying that I would do that, but just like any other man that has a family, everything else goes by the wayside when it comes to your family.
look,
My wife has worked her butt off to have her license, to have the career she has, and if you are in the true crime community and you cover these cases for children, you go after a woman's her livelihood for her family, that essentially will trickle down and affect their children. And then, so how can you sit on here and say that you care? But
I mean, Cam is the same way that somebody, and then it's the same creator can allow a creator's parents doxing information to sit on their community post for 9+ hours. It's the same creator, same character, same all of that. But let me tell you what, if that person lived 40 minutes away from me,
I'm sorry.
if any of these people who had anything to say about me or my family or anything lived 40 minutes away from me and I knew about it, baby, guess who would be knocking at their door? It would be me.
Baby.
I would be like, hello, what's up? You got something to say?
You can vouch for me on this. How long have I held my tongue, and how long is this one?
You've held it a long time, just as I have. It's the same person we talking about, and I've
7
held it
months.
since October.
You held your tongue too long. I have a feeling about it. You've held your tongue too long. You're a gentleman to a fault.
I have reached out. I have reached out multiple times.
Yeah.
And I can't even get just a simple yes, no, screw you, I ain't talked, nothing. It's just evade and bash, and it's cowardly. And I'm telling you, I'm sick of it, and I'm done with it. And that it is what it is. I'm here for the right reason for these children. I don't have time to do this petty ass arguing stuff. I want to try to do. This is what happened before when we were actually doing some good things with search and rescue and divers and operators.
Yeah.
It was essentially creators that went after their livelihoods and made them back away because they said, how can we continue to do this in our spare time if people are going to attack us for how we make a living so we can come out here on our days off and do this?
Exactly, Ginger Snap. Exactly. What kind of sleazeball goes after your wife's job? Doesn't sound like much of a man. Yes, girl.
You come after my job. That's what I want him to do. Come after my job.
Yeah, come after my job too.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Don't come after my job because, I only work part-time, but I love what I do, and I think that I add something to the community. But yeah, no.
By the grace of God, though, I am how I am today, and I'm nice, but I used to not be like this. And
I know, Cam.
He used to be like Benny.
You need to roll out. You need to roll out the old Cam, okay? There are times
they don't want that
when the old Cam will serve you well. This is one of them, okay? This is a black and white issue. You do have. I just went ahead and looked it up, and you do have the officer. He can't help you, but you do have something that you can do, something legal, something that can end up criminal if these folks want to be criminals. There is something that you can do to protect your family.
Just keep
It's called
taking
an ex parte.
screenshots and screen recordings.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
did
that.
doing it too. If you're not up yet, if you're not awake, I'm awake. I'll be screenshotting and recording it too. You better believe it, Cam.
Well, appreciate it. And I
Yeah.
already did that, and I sent all that stuff. It's the same thing I did with CPS before. I catch you conspiring, and I send it to them, and then your credibility. It essentially, after so many, it can be a crime.
Hell yeah.
Don't quote me on it, but I think it's the same thing as like you file a false police report. You're filing a false report because you don't like somebody's opinion. Come on now, grow up.
You know what, bro? That also
these
that starts
protection orders. They go on people. They go on their background report.
So
your ex
When they try to
parte,
get
bro.
a job. Yeah, ex parte. Ex
That man's
parte.
playing with
You
your
just
real
go down
life,
there.
bro.
You ask for it. They give it to you. Actually, you know what? Have Alan go down there and ask for it.
Well,
Because
let's
no
talk
judge
one
in
at
the
a
United
time,
States
guys.
is going to tell her no.
Huh? Let's talk one at a time. We's all going. Everybody's going.
Yeah, because we're all super irritated at this behavior.
It's true. It's true. I understand.
Do we need to get out the talking stick?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, Cam, is that not all of us agree on this panel right now. Not all of us agree. We all hold different views, different opinions, and stuff like that. But we're all collectively mad at this behavior. That should tell you something. This behavior is not okay. And anybody who partakes. And I was watching. Cam and I were on the phone this morning, sitting there watching this chat, listening to the commentary, recording it, taking screenshots. It's not okay. We're all equally disturbed at this behavior. You ought to be ashamed. You know who you are. Shame.
Yep.
Shame on you. Shame on you. And you know
I'm not shaming anybody. I'll call the police.
We did call the police.
We
did. We called them on three-way, baby. We called them.
Okay, well then I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call Judge whoever in your jurisdiction and file for its harassment and stalking.
Let's be real, and we did them a favor today because I said no, don't go to their house.
Yes. You said no, don't go to their house. I would like to talk to them one-on-one, and if you want to be there to keep the peace. And the original person said, yeah, we do that. And then whenever the deputy called you back, they were like, really, if you're wanting to confront somebody, that's not something that we can be a part of. So
he said, because you're essentially you're going to this person's house with a grievance, which is then the word. What did I use? It's kind of antagonize or he said
it's antagonizing.
Yeah, and he said I can't go and referee for you.
No. A lot of communities.
They asked for the address. They asked for the name. They're completely aware of the situation. So, I mean,
I got the talking stick.
I gave that officer too. I gave him the information too. I sent it to his cell phone so he could see it. And I explained to him too. Look, this cop.
I got the talking stick. I mean, it's kind of a nylabone, but. I'm claiming the talking stick.
I got the mute buttons. I'm just playing.
Do what?
I got the mute buttons.
Gang.
Oh.
Gang pulled the M button on her.
That is cold.
I don't like collarbones. They're not good.
I'm just joking.
Different conversation.
Here.
Go ahead.
I got something else around here, but yeah, I watch my dogs with their chewies. Okay, Penny and me, we're dog dorks. It can get out of control. Not all dog people are fit for human consumption, right, Penny?
1, 2, 3. Your opinion on raw feeding. Look, 3 healers. 1, 2, 3. Your opinion on raw feeding. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yay.
No.
Yay.
See, we're different.
Yep. No, we're not all fit. Yeah. I got my reasons with the dogs I got now.
I'm just training a dog to eat Ernie. That's it. So
Stop.
Gotta go raw meat when you do that, man. You gotta put a little gunpowder in it too. Just make him feisty.
Well, look, since I didn't know we was gonna have a panel, so this is a good time to bring this information up. So do you all remember, if y'all been following this case from the beginning, do you remember when they first talked about the red truck you remember
Mhm.
you remember a picture that was in a law enforcement's parking lot of a red truck with a ladder rack and white buckets in it. You remember that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I remember the description, but they didn't say if it was an extended cab or the regular cab.
Look, I found it and I found the proof. So I looked for it today and it was very hard to find. I had to go to Chasing, who has everything. And I called her and I was like, look, I need you. I've searched for 2 hours. And she was like, oh, I got it. And but I mean, to her 15 minutes to my 2 hours, I was like, yeah, thank you. She's got it. She's on top of it. So she finds
She's
it.
like the mom of true crime.
She really is. And she's look, y'all, all these other people, look, okay, so that same
Cam's babysitter
and says that I'm putting out misinformation. Go say that to her, because she backs what I'm saying on that certain issue. She knows what's up, and she'll fact check you to death. She's got you. And so I mean, I give her that. She's very thorough, and Chasing is amazing at what she does. But and I got off to. I wanted to brag on you. I know you're in here, Chase.
I want to brag on her too. She's beautiful.
She is. She's awesome.
Hi, Chasing.
Stop
Hard to figure out.
She
Poor
said,
Cam.
Going.
Cam drove me nuts. All right, so I did too.
Let's see it.
I'm trying. I gotta find it now.
But I'll pull up that. Do you live in Virginia or Tennessee?
Who?
Or am I getting you confused with Dolly?
I'm not saying it right now.
Yeah, he can't say.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we don't dox ourselves. We leave it to other people so we can strike them.
You know, and in terms of Dolly, I sure wish Dolly would have asked me for permission to make some merchandise in my name. But we.
Whoa, for real?
Yeah, man, he made a whole line of shirts in my name and wears them up there. Didn't even ask me. Didn't even say, "Hey, you want a little cut of the money?" Like, man, bro, that's not cool.
Benny,
I don't know anything about that. I'm a member and I've been on there for a while.
That's because he doesn't talk about it on YouTube. He talks about it only on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
go look at Facebook.
Benny, you should ask
you
him
can buy
for that
one.
the original JPEG of that little thing he made of you.
With the gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent it to me. I got it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
I got it here. So I'm gonna pull this up real quick.
I'm gonna work on making some gang rhymes for you, Bunny.
Gang gang.
Because I was like, I sit there and I'm like, I know he sits there and he thinks
There's a lot of gang activity going on over here.
Shame.
I got gang, get you some tang.
I can't
Gang,
help
gang.
but sit here and think of like different. I'm the same way, girl. I'm the same way. I can't help but think of stuff.
Where is it?
Me
I need some
too.
damn hair plugs.
Like whenever Benny's lives, the thumbnail of it ends on like a weird face that he like whenever his live ends on a weird face or whatever, and the thumbnail is like a weird off topic comment on the screen or something like that. Like I feel like he needs a thumbnail for that video. So
and she does.
Yeah,
it
that's
too,
what.
like,
Yeah, I heard you guys say that, and I was like, okay. So he might not think it was weird,
dude.
Because I was thinking I've got some gang rhymes.
yeah,
Look up this. I'm gonna look up some synonyms.
Yeah,
or rhyming. I've got a rhyming dictionary.
Good.
Because I'm a dweeb.
Make that happen.
Yeah, we have.
I was like, he might not think it's weird. He might think it's a little bit forward.
Send it to me because I get way less emails than Benny. So send it to me.
Hell yeah. My email system sucks.
But I'll forward it to Benny. Well, actually, I'll screenshot it and send it to Benny on.
I have to do it this way.
Get it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is that before or after you'll return my email about the diabetic supplies?
What's your?
I
don't want to dox you. But I've read all the diabetic supplies emails.
Okay.
But there was an issue after the fact, and it was
Is it not showing
the
that?
gentleman. Yeah, you got to just zoom it in.
No,
I
dude,
sent you a text.
I'm downloading my. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm downloading this, and it's. Okay, hold on, my man. Hey,
I'll
what's
type
up?
it in private chat. Three healers.
That's a
Okay.
horde. Anyway.
Yeah, because I keep trying to, I don't know, it's like it doesn't pull up. Like, when I put in Benny's, like, it somehow, it, like, pulled up this little, a name and one of those little dots and an avatar dot, but yours, it doesn't. So I'm probably sending it to the wrong place. It keeps
Thank you,
kicking
Kat.
back.
Hey,
Love you, baby.
my three healers. Is there any way you can turn your volume down a little bit? The people in the chat were asking. It is really loud.
Oh, I've got a big mouth.
No, it's not that. It's your volume on your computer. It's like extremely loud, I think, because that was my manager. She just and before anybody flips out about that, a channel manager on YouTube is a mod and it's a spot called a
Is that
manager.
any better?
I got a channel administrator too. You said administrator?
Yeah, well, administrator, it says manager in there, but yeah. Okay, so I downloaded that twice and I don't know why it's not going to my downloads. I don't know what to do.
Thank you, Kristen.
I'm always able to. Well, there it is, right there. Okay. Anyway, I got it now. Sorry about that. I had some technical issues, but I got it now.
You had it before.
Yeah, I did, for real.
Okay, I'm going to flip over to chat. I might disappear because I got an iPhone. And it's the biggest $1,200 piece of shit I ever bought in my life. I hate this phone. I'm like counting down the days to trade it in.
Man, it's not a piece of crap. You just drop that. You drop that into a sock and just swing it. And if somebody's coming, you just right over the head with that phone and
nice
sock.
little brick.
I'll have to remember that. We got a big problem with coyotes where I live, so
it's like a lock and a sock, but it's an iPhone and a sock.
I'm so happy to talk to you, Three Healers. You've been around since the beginning of at least my channel. You've been around supporting and stuff.
Yeah, I remember my birthday is June 29th, and I remember sitting here on my couch saying, how is she not home? Why isn't she home yet? And then there's been different times I'm like, are we talking about it so much? Have we made it so she can't come home? But yeah, I've been around. I remember sitting and watching the first things on TV. The first when they were getting stuff together for the boys. The first time the church came out and was asking for donations, they were asking for Matchbox cars and other stuff for the boys. And yeah, I guess I've been around. I remember watching the.
What do I do, man? Like I can't.
Helicopters flying around the house and stuff.
Hold on one second.
What are you
What'd you
looking
say,
for,
Cam?
Cam?
I don't know what to do. It's not pulling up what I wanting to. And here it is. Well,
you had it up once already, but you just couldn't see it. I'm guessing.
What are you looking for?
I got it. There.
So I'm gonna flip over to chat. I got the talking bone. I'm gonna flip over to chat. If I disappear, actually, I'm gonna just hop down because my phone's running low on the battery.
Thank y'all for bearing with me while I found that, and thank you for coming up. I appreciate it. So I'm gonna go over this.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.
Okay, where is she? I'll help right here. All right. I got you.
Bro, I remember just seeing the picture. I don't remember seeing. Oh, the comment is in the YouTube. Wow.
All right, yeah. So let me zoom in on this for everybody to see. All right, so this was taken. This was back at the beginning of the. This was actually 2 years prior from where Summer goes missing. But this is in Kingsport Police Department parking lot. And this was taken. This is a officer's vehicle. I found this to be very, very. The way that the information disappeared with the quickness when it was talked about is what made me continue to think of it, right? I'm not saying there's anything to it, but when we get into this, when I get into reading about this, it might change your mind about it, because I think there might be something here. We have the same year model. We have we have the ladder rack, and there is, let me zoom in better, the white buckets in the back. I remembered this, and I thought, dude, I looked everywhere, because I was like, I feel like there's something to this. Well, okay, so maybe I was wrong. Scratch the white buckets, but there's the ladder rack. I thought there was back there. But you can see this picture was bigger, and I think it was part of a video. This is a police vehicle right here beside it. You can see the tail light in the back of the cop cruiser. All right, so let me read the email or the information that goes with it. And I think, yeah, y'all, this is crazy. Let me open a new window for this.
That comment right there by the person there, JGC, that the contention that she makes is that there's an officer involved in the extraction, and far as we know, they were only just involved in responding to the call, right? When Allie or whoever called, the police came while the human aid solution guy was there. So I don't know. It's like it loses a little bit of context almost for me. Like, what do you mean there was a police involved in that? You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, like
a lot.
It is, and
yeah,
it gave so I guess I want to say the bad guys, or what's the BAA? Oh, Bikers Against Abuse.
Bikers Against Abuse.
Yeah, guys' problems. You can probably go to their Facebook profile and view the video. So this officer, when I'm going to pull this, I'm going to read this on my other screen here. This is crazy right here, man.
Now let me tell you what, really quick, Cam. Right after that stuff with Hunter happened, the Bikers Against Abuse, they made a post on their YouTube, Facebook. Remember that?
Yeah, where
they said that. Yeah, well, not only that, but they made another one where where the BAA group said that they had the key to solving this case, and then they took the post down like in no time after that. They erased it. Remember?
Yeah, that's the one where he's talking about trying to get Hunter to come out the window and all that with this stuff.
Bro.
Yeah, I do remember that. And this is what's weird here, because see, when I first remember this picture, when I was talking to Chasing earlier, what I was told about this was that this vehicle here was used as a undercover vehicle.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a big thing with coincidences and crimes, and I've talked to a lot of officers because where I've been arrested in my past, they'd be like, so you weren't there and you weren't there today? And I was like, I mean, if I was, it's just a coincidence. They're like, there is no coincidence. I've heard so many cops even tell me personally, there's no coincidences. You were there for a reason, and we know why you were there. Or, you were over there getting what you were wanting from that person, and then you're over here, and we know what you were doing. Basically, you know what I'm getting at, okay? So I hope that people understand where I'm getting at. I'm just trying not to go into detail.
I know where you're going. I got a question though. It's like, how did we get to? This vehicle is like cherry red.
Yeah,
and it's a Ford. Look at the rims. It's a Ford.
I was thinking that this is a
That's a Ford.
That ain't a Ranger. I thought this was a Nissan.
I think you're right. I think it's a Ranger, bro. Or maybe just a older F-150 stretch cab or extended cab. That's a Ford, bro, for sure. Look up Ford Ranger rim. That's it right there, bro. That's Ford Ranger.
I used to have a Ford Ranger Edge that was kind of like that. You are probably right.
Yeah, how did we get to a Toyota Tacoma? it's just it's like, I don't know what I'm trying to put together. It's two different things.
It's hard to talk, because if people will look at the facts of how people, like in a bunch of crimes, people will swear that they saw something this way and it will be totally different. They'll say, that's
it, bro. Eyewitnesses are notoriously inconsistent, bro. Notoriously.
Yeah, exactly. And it's to the point, like somebody will say, I saw a black guy come out with a purple shirt, and it would be a white guy with a lime green shirt. Literally that far off. And you can look at the statistics. Same thing that I was talking about. I don't want to go too far off, but this is why, and I've said this from the get-go. The guy who reported the truck said it was either on the 14th or the 15th. He wasn't sure. He drove that route as a occupation. So, we're guessing delivery driver, mailman, something like that. And I lean more towards, I think it's a mailman, I would think, but that runs. And he's like, well, I'm not even sure if it was even, he said, it was not a solid thing. But then you have the person that came out on Facebook talking about, she was the one that had the garage sale that Candus went and bought clothes for summer for school. And told the boys, hey, you can't get none. This is for summer. She's going her first year of school. That woman said that there was a red truck with a Hispanic looking person driving.
Jody said the same thing.
Exactly. So then now we have 3 people reporting this. I also have found screenshots from Patty Bernard earlier today, by the way.
Polly Bernard?
Polly. Sorry. Thank you for correcting. I was wrong, and I admit it. See, that's how easy it is, fellas. Out there
but Cam, no, you know her name. You just
I do, and man. Look, I'm stressed out today, but Polly. I got all her screenshots. I found those today, going through all the stuff that we have saved. She was the one that actually, I think, initially posted about Jackie Dobbs, because it's her property. In the screenshot, she says she lives on Lone Star Road in it. So, I'm just saying, I'm not going to put out locations or anything. I'm just saying. So that's how I knew that. But there's just so much I'm trying to get to the point that to be so narrow-minded, to not see all this craziness around this child's disappearance, and to be accused of sympathizing because we choose to look into everything, because in this case right here, for example, if you don't, you are definitely doing an injustice.
Absolutely. There's always the added pressure. I think there should be the added pressure of, trying to eliminate our bias when we deal with sensitive cases like children's cases. I guess if you want to talk about meth cooks and gangbangers and stuff, you can talk about them in whatever light you want. But there's a real reason why there's a war going on right now.
Right.
For instance, and that's for freedom and justice. And that's innocence before guilt.
It's so
what it's always going to be. You're not going to always like that it's people that, you think look like Don and Candus, but guess what? Like, the next people may look like Don and Candus. They may not, but you got to treat them all the same.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that officer said today. I said, there's a lot of people that don't agree with how Don and Candus has passed, and the things that they just everything about them, they don't agree. And I said, but I said, well, we came into this, and I said, we've been put into a category. I'm talking to a cop that was, he was out there for this search to Sullivan County. I'm talking to him, and I said, and he, I don't know if y'all caught this, but when I talked about it earlier, he said he couldn't really talk about it, but he would let me ask questions, and he would just one word answer. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You can garner what you needed from that.
Dude was being really, really cool. And I said, I said this. I said, but so I'm labeled a sympathizer because I choose to look into everything objectively and to look at it all. He said, as you should. That's what he said to me, and
Absolutely.
I felt
Right. Cam, and also whenever you called me after you talked to him, um, you mentioned that he did give a lot of one word answers, and a lot of his one word answers were same.
Sabe. Yep.
Same. Like he didn't want to say too much. He didn't want to not, he didn't want to ignore the question or the statement or the remark or whatever. He would say same. So,
Same, SAME.
yes, same. Like he agreed.
Yep.
He agreed.
That's what he would
Okay.
say to me when I would bring up something. I would say,
This is what I think. And then
I
he'd
would
say
say,
same.
yeah, same. Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you.
And dude, I straight up told him, I said, I'm so nervous. He said, just calm down. I said, I got to pass, bro. And I said, honestly, y'all make me so nervous. I said, I'm on the phone. He was like, bro, chill out. And
That's true. Whenever I was talking to Cam this morning, I was talking to him and he was upset and I was like, what you need to do is this, X, Y, and Z. So we did it. And he was like, I just, I don't feel comfortable with the police because I have a history and I don't know. Like, I just don't know. And I was like, bro, you're not like, it's not that. Like, it's not that. You're contacting them for your protection,
I live in a
But
small
that's what it does to us, Sizzle.
Look, yeah, I live in a small town. I have called the police for help for me, and I have went to jail. Legit.
Me too.
Ran my record, and the person that I had a dispute with essentially got off scot-free, and they said, well, you would be the aggressor because you're the one that's a felon.
That's crazy. And I mean, you explained that to me today, and I understand it and stuff. I mean, I can't wrap my head around it, and I mean, I understand what you're saying from your perspective, but
I had my child's car seat outside. Our home security system outside caught somebody pull up, get out, steal my child's car seat. I posted it on Scanner Food, which is a thing on Facebook, and the police, I put it on the town police's website. It went viral. Actually, somebody in our channel knows who I am from years ago from that. People told me where this person lived from seeing their vehicle. I go get the car seat before the police come to investigate. I pull back in as the police are pulling. I said, I already took care of it. He said, my license was suspended at the time. And I said, I already took care of it. I appreciate y'all coming out here. He said, Cam, do you care if I run your license real quick? I got hemmed up when my child's car seat.
What the hell just happened?
Yeah, that's not okay. And you know what? I was just reading chat, and I have to agree with Bex. She said, if anything, it was someone who associated with the Wells who took her, or if it wasn't the parents, or it could have been an accident. And those are the things that I lean towards. It's either somebody who knew and was familiar with their routine and their property, or an accident. Like, I'm not, and I'm outspoken in the fact that I can't say innocence or guilt for Candus or Dawn. Like, I'm outspoken in the sense that, I don't take any of them off the table at all. So.
Right. So I want, before I get off, where'd Benny go? Okay. Anyway, tell me when he comes back in, because I can't see. I'm over here on this.
I can't see your backstage, but.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll probably hear it. So the person who said this was the same cop who was on. Okay, never mind. I don't want to read anything that would be missed. Okay, this red truck is owned by Officer Steve Sumi of Kingsport Police Department, not Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. This is also interesting information too. on how deep families run. I'm also from the area, Appalachian Family Ties. So this is what I found on this. So, and this officer had a checkered history and stuff, and I just felt like when it was talked about at the beginning, it got swept under the rug really fast, and it wasn't talked about anymore. I found it to be interesting because that was a truck that was described, and then boom, there's one in law enforcement department. Now it could be nothing. I'm just saying it's interesting, and I wanted to bring it back up because like when I say we go back to the beginning and look at everything, I'm trying to think of all the information that I've seen, right? And to look at it again because I feel like that's important. So I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on that. I just wanted to share that, and I'll put this in the community post so people can look into it themselves if they're interested. All right. So the next thing I got, and I'm going to give credit to Chasing for this, and I appreciate it. She, awesome, man. Thank you so much for letting me use this. This is going to fix a lot of the some misinformation that's out there about timeline screen stuff, and I found this going through my stuff. I believe. Holy crap! Why is it trying to make me sign into everything? This is crazy. Like it's been a bad day. None of my stuff wants to work.
My husband just came downstairs talking about we were supposed to have a movie night, but he fell asleep. And he came downstairs and he said, "You were just gonna let me sleep all night, huh?" I said, "Shh." He's like, "You're gonna get a spanking when you come back in."
Why is it saying add? Yo, man.
I can't see what you see, Cam. Your screen is not shared.
I know, and I know it's not. I'm getting upset right now because everything's going haywire. I usually be able to run this thing with my eyes closed, and there's like my settings are all messed up. Anyway, I got it right here. Sorry. Just bear with me, guys. You should see.
Jenny's email is altitudefilms with a Z
Is he
at
wanting
gmail.com.
Do what?
Somebody in the chat was asking for Benny's email.
Okay. All right. So,
And Ginger snap, girls.
do what?
Nothing.
What did you say?
Nothing, Cam.
I gotta hear this. I mean, you can't do that.
No, she was commenting on my husband coming downstairs talking about, "You just gonna let me sleep all night? You're gonna get a spanking when you come back inside." And she said, "That's the cherry on top." She just now cracks me up.
All right, so like my Google Drive is not showing up where I got everything saved. So what do? I guess this way. Do you know, Penny?
What is it? What's the malfunction?
My Google Drive is not wanting to. Okay, I got it this way. Never mind. Look, I'm about just to call it quits tonight, and everything's not working out. Okay, I got it right now. This is important stuff, and I want to do it. So thank you guys for bearing with me. Here we go. Again, I give credit to Chasing for this. This is her slide and information she sent to me a long time ago, but this is good. Can y'all see that? Penny?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, here we go. It's time and location issues, and this is really, really thorough right here. So I'm just going to push play. This is timeline. She said timeline. I've assumed. I always thought this timeline went like this: 5:30 p.m. Summer went inside. 5:40 p.m. or so, Candus went back inside. 5:45 p.m. search starts in house and outside. Unknown what time Candus called Don, but if we estimated the 911 call from Don was 6:30 or so. Don stated Candus called him, and he immediately said call 911, and then he threw his tools in the car and called 911 himself. Candus called him on the way home, and they remained on until he reached home 30 minutes later.
I don't know.
Okay, I mean, I feel like it's because what was it? The 911 call went in at 6:23.
Yeah, Don's call came in at 6:23, but they said, and Don's coworkers said that he received a call at 5:30 from Candus, and then they don't know who it was from, but he received a call at 5:30. He packed up and left. So, the original story was.
Well, yeah, and I don't know if I described that as the way she would. So I'm saying she's saying 6:30. I think she's that was all estimating, but so 6:23, she's given a little bit there. So, and tell me if I'm wrong.
No. But the call from Candus to Don was alleged to have been 5:30 for a long time.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
And the coworkers corroborated that. That's the statements that they gave, was that Don received a phone call at 5:30. He packed up and he left. And
yes, she said right here, unknown what time Candus called Don, but if we estimate 911 call from Don was at 6:30, so Don said Candus called him, and he immediately said call 911. He threw his tool. Candus called. So yeah, she would say so she's saying like 5:45, 6, right? If that taken 30 minutes.
So if we take the time that was actually put out was 5:30 from them, then he didn't call until 6:23 per dispatch. That's 53 minutes from the time that Candus called to the time that Don called police. And then from what I understand, Candus didn't call police until when she threw the phone in the back of the truck and then went over and used Mom's phone. She didn't call until a couple of minutes after Dawn. So from whatever time she 5:30 she called Dawn was like, call the police, and then 53 minutes later he calls police, and then a couple of minutes after that she calls police.
Right. Yeah, she says strictly basing on what we're told and putting my time. Yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted to be careful with that. And if you can come up if you want, let me put that in the. If you want to, you don't have to. I got it from here. I just that part. I kind of put it together after I talked it out in my head there. Let me put this in the chat for you, so I don't want to mess up anything. But this isn't really what I was wanting to go over. But if I'm going to do it, I want to go over all of it. But there. No, okay, yeah, he said no. Yeah, exactly, Chasey. No, he said he thought it was 5:30. That's Penny. That's what he said. He kept saying, Don kept saying, no, I could have swore it was 5:30. Because remember, is that not right?
The people he worked with gave TBI the time of 5:30.
Right, but Don also was saying I could have swore it was 5:30. I could have swore. And
I've never put any weight into anything that Dawn said or that Candus have said. Me personally, that's just me. I mean, I consider it, and I rumble it around in my mind. But what the coworkers said, what his job said was that he received a phone call at 5:30 and left.
Well, right here is perfect. A perfect example of how difference of opinion right here, and we can work together. That's. I'm talking about as far as I think. I don't know why Don would say. I thought that he, Allison, what was it that we said? How we figured that out, that he was saying that 5:30 it was like that he had. At first we were saying. First we thought it was a time change, or his clock wasn't fixed because I don't know how long we drove around and didn't fix our clock in our car. Your clock's not fixed still.
Yeah, there was a lot of rumor about some sort of time change being like, was he working in a different time zone? Like, no,
No,
he wasn't.
Yeah, we're talking about like daylight savings time. We're talking spring back fall. Like people forget to set their clock for it. I first thought that.
Well, my vehicle automatically changes, and he was in the Subaru that day, and his Subaru is newer than my vehicle, and my vehicle automatically changes, as well as my phone automatically changes with daylight saving time. So
Penny chasing just asked who said TBI said that. There she is. Thank you. Hola.
Hi. How are y'all? I'm doing
I am-
fish stuff, but
the fish stuff.
yeah, shocking, right? So what I did on this, I know this isn't what even Cam wanted to talk about, but I was using what they said. Who said that? Where'd you get that info? That the
So there's a
coworker told
lady
TBI?
that help, or that I used to talk to, that helps with research. She keeps a lot of the Tucker employee children, and for daycare, just keeps them during the work hours. There's a lady that I used to talk to and work with and research with, and what they had told her was that he did receive a phone call, and he did leave at 5:30, and that is what their statement was to TBI.
What time did Andy get home?
I don't even know exactly. I'd never really focused much on what time he got home. The thing that stuck out to me was that Dawn and Andy got home around the same time, minutes behind each other.
That's why I wanted to know what time.
And Andy got off early that day, or was late.
No. Yeah, he was late. He had texted her and said he was going to be late.
Right.
But
So
when she was walking down the driveway, she knew what time she was going out to meet Andy. She knows what time she thought she heard the scream.
That's what we're going to get into. That's why I pulled this up.
Okay, so go ahead.
No,
I just had that question.
No, you're good. I wanted you to come up here. I saw this earlier, and I was like, I hope she lets me, because this is on point, right here.
Yeah, I've actually covered this too. I asked Chasing if I could cover this too, and I could give my little input too.
All right, so let me just move forward here. All right, reports, 5:30 p.m. on June 15, 2021. Summer was planting flowers about 20 feet from her family's house on Ben Hill Road in the unincorporated community of Beach Creek with her mother and her grandmother. Her dad told the Times News in the early days of the investigation, Charlotte Observer. That's what, okay, I read that wrong. It's like I'm in the 5th grade, sorry.
Yeah, no, I put the sources in there in case people wanted to look it up, because you know how people are. They'll be like, nobody ever said that.
I'm very manic, if anybody can't tell. I've had a very bad day.
You're all right, Cam. I'm here. It's okay.
You're good.
Great.
Did I not? So I just want some people to confirm. When I talked to you earlier today, I told you about the officer and me talking to Ansley and all that. Just so people.
Yeah.
I just want people to go back up.
I was there in the moment when that was happening.
Yeah, you were too, and I talked to Chasing earlier too, and I just told her what. I'm just trying to be. I want to be accurate, and if I'm wrong, I will. Any information that Ansley gives me, I will give all to y'all. Because I feel like it's important. But anyway, 6:30 p.m. on June 15, 2021. I already read that, didn't I? No. Summer was reported missing to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. She was first reported as last seen Tuesday, June 15, walking near her home on Ben Hill Road in Beach Creek community, wearing pink shirt and gray shorts. Shorts. This is important right here. All right.
Does that bother anybody else? Because that's not what he was wearing in the last picture.
Well, there were several. So here's what I thought. They got her home and changed her out of her clothes. Yeah, why wouldn't she change out of her clothes to go plant flowers? She would. She'd throw on shorts and a t-shirt maybe. Or shorts and pants or whatever it ended up being. But I don't care even about the pink shirt and the gray shorts. as much as I care that there are numerous places that it says she was walking outside her home. The boys saw her leaving the house.
Yep.
That she left and they
And there's
saw her.
numerous places that there are different newspapers that got her apparel wrong.
Yes, they did.
Different, yeah.
Yeah, and what bothers me about that is the last known photo of her allegedly is in the vehicle, and that's not what she was wearing. That's not even what she was wearing when she was swimming. They're in Candace or Dawn's account of their timeline. They never said anything about she went inside and she changed when she got home into shorts or whatever. They never said that. And according to Dawn, TBI, or I believe it was TBI told them to, fix their timeline. That's what Dawn said. They told us to fix our timeline and to account for missing time. And then they came up with the situation of doing laundry.
Well, there's that outfit too.
But at no time did they say, well, Summer changed clothes.
That comes from the outfit that was in Grandma's truck.
Yes, so she was in her original clothes.
Yeah.
Then she got wet. Then she changed into the outfit in Grandma's truck. Those were clothes that I'm guessing that they had purchased pretty recently.
Yep.
As you can see by looking around the truck, the cars, the house, kind of things are just in there. I do the same thing, unfortunately.
And these were bought in different places because Candace bought clothes at the garage. Right. Just wanted to say that. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I would ask Candace where, did she change? Were there ever shorts in the equation? Now, it could be just a matter of the news getting it wrong, that they're notorious for rushing for a story and sometimes getting small details wrong. But there were enough people that reported this. Either they were repeating it or this is what they heard that night.
Searching for truth. This is why I wanted to cover this question, your question right here, and this is why we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Just to answer all your questions. So this kind of came together in a manic panic kind of way. And I'm gonna risk taking a copyright strike because we're gonna make this about Summer at the end, and I got a great video, and I don't care what music plays. It's not.
You won't get in trouble for copyright.
Right, but I mean, I don't care I've had them multiple times, and I just mute them out or whatever.
Same.
So let me get back over here. All right.
Are you talking about the video that talks about her saying that she went out with Summer? Or she wished she would have 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how all this came up today.
They're talking about my live last night. She said that last night.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that. I mean, I even commented on that video that that was a good catch. I didn't even catch that. I I wasn't listening. That's something that I do. I don't listen to find fault. I listen.
I don't let her talk, right?
I immediately heard it, and when Cam called today, I was like, what in the world was that? Because as we keep posting this stuff, or as Cam's playing this, it all kind of adds up. That TBI even said she was last seen outside of her home. They did a press conference. In the press conference, it says she was last seen outside of her home. Ronnie Lawson says she was last seen leaving the home. Right. So why was she in the basement?
Right.
If people seen her leave.
And I dare question this too, because I wanted to say this, and I'll be the one to do it because I've been questioning them, and I don't care anymore at this point because I've seen so many things been dropped where the ball has been dropped. Okay, so we have multiple news sources saying different outfits, correct? Who is the person with law enforcement that's giving that information to the news sources?
Good question.
That I do question. That's the little things that I think are important. That's how things get so crazy spin out, and people are saying this, and then it becomes a fight, and then you get blamed for it. Well, y'all are spreading all this. Well, no, actually, we're not. It's the news sources. that people, it's a mix of, different information. So I just wanted to point that out, and we'll move on. All right. Did you go over? Okay, last thing outside. More here are additional photos of Summer Wells, who's missing from Hawkins County. She reported last seen outside of her home in Beach Creek community on Tuesday evening. Spot her ? Called the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, and there's those two pictures, and this is at June 16, 2021, 12:16 a.m. By the TBI. All right, so this right here, this little small print, this is very good. My camera just died. Hooray!
But it's on timesnews.net.
Yep.
And it says seen around 7 p.m. leaving her residence on foot.
Yes.
That's impossible if she was reported missing 30 minutes prior.
Exactly. So this is how we're going to answer those questions that everybody has already, and that one you just asked. So I hope, guys, please pay attention. And this is really good.
Hold on one sec, pause. I saw something, 2 people on bicycles seen her on the road. No, the people with the bicycles, he's already come out. He had a GoPro and he saw the boys. He did not see Summer. He even has
playing
a video.
near the guardrail.
Playing near the guardrail, or I guess they were looking for Summer, but he came out and clarified all of that. So
and it was
somebody seen her at 7 p.m. Who? When? How?
It's just one individual, and he still to this day rides that bike at that same time down through. I've passed him multiple times being out there.
Yeah. He saw the boys. He never said he saw Summer at all.
Exactly.
I mean, but like Summer had short hair, so.
Yeah, but he has a video, and it was the boys. He has his GoPro video. It was definitely the boys. He never said Summer. Other people said Summer, and then that took off.
All 3 of them, and I think I even remember seeing a screenshot. Did you? Were you the one that showed it, or wasn't there a screenshot or something of that? Wasn't it like they were playing right beside the guardrail? All 3, because their hair was longer. If you look at pictures, the boys' hair was longer than Summer.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm wrong about that, somebody.
Well, Josie never had
She was last seen outside of her.
Sorry.
Josie had longer hair.
Yeah, he
right?
did.
And so did the little boy.
Waylon.
Yeah, but that's where we're all getting confused. He never said Summer.
Yeah.
He said, I saw those kids, or he said something to the effect of, I was driving by and saw those kids. Then the woman, his wife, came out and said, yeah, we have the video from my husband's GoPro. And the time was around, between 6:30 and 7 something. But it was boys. It's on Facebook. I can try to find it and email it.
I think a big point of contention is that, the official story is that she was in the basement. Somebody took her out of the basement, but now it's you're right. That's not accurate. There's that she wasn't in the basement. She was walking she was last seen, to my understanding, she was last seen from her brothers walking from, between the house and the swing area.
The thing is too, though, I did this video so long ago.
Hold your horses, because
I'm just reading comments.
Explains it all. Her video explains it all. Like y'all can see it from their mouths right here, and that's why I wanted to share this, because literally, you did such a good job. It goes. I mean, it's right on track with what y'all are saying. And we have the reporters talking about. We have her answering. We have Sheriff Lawson being questioned right here. That's right, Miss Christine. She said, when we brainstorm together, we can hopefully find Summer. She needs to be found and brought home. Listening is learning. Love. That's awesome. Thank you. All right, let me clear that off there.
We're getting there, Skilo. We're getting there.
What did they say?
Last night, Ken said, what if I would have walked out there with her?
That's what we're covering right now. Okay, I'm just going to go back just a little bit. So we're okay. Now listen right here.
She was last seen outside of her home in the 100 block of Ben Hill Road, which is located in the Beach Creek community of Hawkins County. A family member reported her missing to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office at approximately 6:30 Tuesday evening. In danger of either she walked.
Okay, hold on.
It appeared to me that she walked. It appeared to me that she walked away from the home. Why was it up? Well, the bottom line is we don't know where she is at this time. Again, there was the initial search. We acted, and the sheriff's office acted on the information available at the time. And as we learned more in the first several hours into today, it led us to issue an Amber Alert.
See, I found that critical, right? So the reporter asks her, it appears.
Let me mute it because this is important. Here, I'll go back real quick.
I'm sorry, yeah. I
You're
forgot.
okay.
That's part of the investigation.
Yeah.
It led us to issue an Amber Alert.
When the Amber Alert was issued, you said there was new information that led you to believe that Summer might be in more danger.
Okay, so he says, if y'all didn't hear that, he says that there was new information that led y'all to believe that Summer may be in danger.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Dave Rader's interview with a Duty Ron, and he says that they even went on that Summer could have he says that it was wrong, but he said they even went on information that she could have been in danger and was dropped back off at the woods. Mm-hmm. And had wondered, and I was like, whoa, because I had missed that, forgot about it or missed that. When I heard that, I was like, and that's where this is coming from. I think that's where this stems from right here.
Yeah.
Oh, you said dropped back off?
Dropped back off is the words he used.
On Duty Ron?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And this is the beginning?
Yeah. It's when he was doing. Yep. He says when he confirms the footprints, he says, I came into town on Saturday, which was the 19th. Yep. He said late in the evening, search and rescue had I don't know if he used the word tip or a lead. He said a lead that there was a print. They took it, TBI and local law enforcement took it very seriously. He said the helicopters and stuff, they searched into 2 to 3, 4 in the morning out there and initially found nothing. So, but he confirms them, and that's important. Then there's people that argued, well, how would you know the scent was fresh? And it could, okay, scent dogs, when they go off, the dogs that are nose to ground dogs go off skin cells, is how they follow. So they take the most, the freshest part of clothing or something that would pillowcase, something that was that the individual that's missing would have been in contact with, and they let the dog sniff that, and then they follow that. And they usually, now this is a big thing right here. Now listen to what the property owner says. Usually, I actually did a live about this whole thing and showed this information about dog handlers. They said they want not even anybody in the area before the dogs go in. Law enforcement, anything. Well, we hear the property owner says law enforcement or search and rescue had been all over the place. There was adult footprints everywhere. So when the dogs alerted on that scent,
unfortunately,
yeah, that, and then they have open air. I guess what they say, nose up scent dogs, which is different. But okay, I think that's everything I want to say. Y'all got anything?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Can you expand on that a little bit?
I can't. That's part of the investigation.
Lawson mentioned earlier that he's asking community folks to have enough resources here. How much message to the community that they feel like they want to help us solve the bug? How can they?
She went down in the basement.
Sorry, that's loud.
It's all good.
She didn't answer, so she went down there and she was gone. So she went out the basement floor, which was unlocked, and we never seen her since.
And so then the boys
just when she walked in the house. What about time was that?
I'm not sure. 5:36. I'm not sure.
There we go. Police state the call came in around 6:30 p.m., which is 6:23 at Summer had been missing for 10 minutes. That puts Discovery at 6:20 approximately. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. You did a good job on this.
Thank you.
Yeah. I didn't even know you sent it to me. I was looking at my Google Drive. I was like, where did I get this? Blessing. All right, here we go.
During the day, I had spent the day with my daughter and took my daughter out to eat.
I want to say this. People want to know why people looked at this guy so hard for a while. This is why right here.
Yep.
It was like he purposely said things wrong, and I took it that way. I'm sorry, but I did.
He did.
He was all over the place, and I was like, come on, man.
Yep.
So we'll listen real quick. I have to say that because I really did. I side-eyed him bad.
And about 7:30 that evening, I was at home, and Summer's mother had called me. And she said, David, we have an emergency. Summer is missing.
So did you say 20 minutes later? Am I trying to make sure I got that time right?
Yeah, I believe that's what she told me. Okay. Because when I asked her how long she'd been missing, she said it had been about 20 minutes. But and I'm almost positive that's what she told me. And of course, I'm giving my statement to the TDI and everything. They were like, hey, we need for you to give a statement. Why are you here? In mind that there's the front door of the house, and down in the basement there's a door that leads to the outside. So those are the only two doors that are in and out. And as far as and that's when she notified the police when they could not find her.
Did they tell you if the basement door was open or closed or locked or?
They told me it was locked, and the children even told me that it was locked.
Okay, so I was.
Walk me through that.
Okay, so I was taking pictures at my little girl's dance recital. It wasn't actually the recital; it was the practice for the dance recital, and we had a big.
Mute out.
And I was getting pictures of all of her classmates, all of her the kids in the class, in the dance class, and I saw my phone, and it was Candus, and she was calling me on FaceTime, and of course I couldn't answer because I was taking pictures.
What time was it?
Well, dance class starts at 6, so it was probably around 6:30 or 7, I would imagine.
Okay.
I didn't look at the time, but
had you seen her any earlier that day, Candus?
No, hadn't seen her talk to her.
Okay, so that was the first contact that day.
When exactly did you hear her start yelling? Because I don't know, it might have escaped me while I was listening.
And I can give you.
So you know what's really weird? Robin said it was between 6:30 and 7. David Dotson said it was 7:30. It couldn't have been, David, because your call with Robin was interrupted by Candus. Yep. You and Robin were on the phone at the same time when Candus called. So if it was 6:30 to 7, she couldn't have called you at 7:30. She called you between 6:30 and 7.
Robin also said that he was already up on the property and came down, and that was wrong.
Absolutely. Yep.
I mean, it would really just help if the law enforcement came out and told us what the phone record said.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be great.
Yeah, or maybe I said this too, or maybe just say, hey, these people, like, they are absolutely cleared. We can just dismiss them right now.
Right. Can you definitively eliminate anyone at this point? Anyone?
At least a timeline. Just give us a timeline. But
yeah, I don't know. But at the same time, though, we have all these people: Dudley, Jackie Dobbs. I've been cleared. They told I'm done. They've said that.
I don't know. If Jody Sue says that Candus started yelling at 6, Dawn arrived home by 6:30. That matches more of what Candus is saying. Jody Sue's matches Candus.
Yeah, but then later, way later on, Candace changes her timeline. But you know what? I've always
You're
been
talking about on
super.
Prayer Garden.
Yeah.
With what?
She on Prayer Garden. Candace said something. I think at 4:30.
Yeah.
Or something, and I don't.
I've never listened to that. I don't know.
She did, and
Yeah. She changed her timeline for like about 2 hours.
Do you think there? I mean, this is.
Oh.
Yeah, girl.
We also saw last night. Now listen, I'm gonna bring this up because if we're gonna be real, we're gonna be real, and I'm gonna call it out. So we also heard when I brought up what Allie said at the parade.
Yep.
So she said first.
I caught it.
Yeah, it went from hey, they took your
kids to
got
ha,
your
ha,
kid.
I got your kid.
To, Allie, what?
Yeah.
Then hey, we got your bit.
No, she said in the beginning that Dawn said that Allie said to Candace, ha ha ha, they got your kids.
Yes.
And ha ha ha, they got your kid. And then she said last night, ha ha, I got your kid.
And then she switched it right after that to ha ha, they got your bit. Is what she said. Let's play it real quick. Look, I got you. Hold on, let's play it.
She said, I got your bitch.
Yeah.
If she says that, I'm not doing this case no more.
Hold on.
Let me take these out.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just saying, like, is this, I don't know if it's because
ha ha ha, I got you, bitch. Maybe.
No, listen right here. I was like, it's just with that pink hair girl in that video.
Was up there and was trying to touch the kids or something, is how he had put it.
Let me share. Hold on. Tell her what you.
That's such a lie.
Right. So that's what I was kind of under the impression that he heard what he wanted to hear when Don called, and they
up there
more like just bullying.
Right.
Bullying or just harassing.
Right. Harassing and being disrespectful.
Yeah, that's the way I took it. And I noticed that, remember when we first noticed that?
You got to mute too, Cam.
That had already been talked about
hold on.
online by the time that they had done the interview.
Yeah, so they were able to put together about stuff they're hearing.
Right.
You passed it already, Cam.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that.
That's the whole
chat's saying that it says, ha ha, I got your kid.
Cool. If we can sit and have a discussion about the case that she's.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, we got your kid.
What did she say? They got your kid?
She said, ha ha, let me off and I got your kid.
That's all.
Damn.
So that right there. Keep listening. Look. So people want to be hateful and bash Candus. She's out there carrying a banner for her daughter. Yet we have Hunter and her mom. And this isn't the only thing that they were attending through this. Allie yells at it. Candus, the True was showing up and Hunter at prayer vigils and making their presence known. Things that were supposed to be for summer, and
they were popping up there.
More like just bullying.
Right.
Bullying or just harassing.
Right. Harassing and being disrespectful.
Yeah, that's the way I took it. And I noticed that, remember when we first noticed that in that video? Mm-hmm. I was like, she was with that pink haired girl in that video. I was like, that's it's coming right here. So, I mean, if people are going to come at everybody else, I mean, we have to look at everything. They're lying. What was the reason? How would he hold on? This would be a good question. I don't want to go off too far. This would be a good question, Candus. How did he know about Jackie Dobbs camping up there? Would he have heard that through a grapevine, through somebody, to be able to say that?
Oh, Donnie?
No, Hunter. Would he have known anything about Jackie being over there because he was talking about somebody camping?
That kid didn't know nothing about it. That kid didn't know nothing about it.
So, and when Chris did this interview, it's a month later. So
that had already been talked about online by the time that they had done the interview.
Yeah, so they were able to put together by stuff they're hearing.
Right.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about
and then
that.
that's the whole thing, because if you go back and you watch that interview, they talk about the milk, they talk about everything that had been already talked about online in that interview. And so I feel like that they had been watching everything, and that's where they were pulling stuff from just to say.
Yeah. Do you know if I don't want to go and just tell me to shut up if I go to, if you don't want to answer this, but
No, get it done and over with, Pam.
Did his girlfriend, do you know if she lived in Bristol or her mom or anything?
I don't know anything about Hunter's girlfriend.
Because they said that when he got back after y'all dropped him off, they were like, oh, he went to Bristol with his girlfriend, and
they were at a park.
And Bristol's pretty far from Kingsport.
I don't know nothing about that. I really don't know nothing about that. I really don't.
Right. But that Bristol's pretty far from Kingsport. I have to say this. This was another misinformation that was that I said Bristol was very small. I said Bristol was 30 minutes away from. Yeah. So why would you go to a park there? I want to say that.
Said that.
Yeah, I mean, wait. Is Bristol far away from Kingsport?
It's 30 minutes away. Yes, takes you about 30 minutes interstate.
Okay.
I said that Bristol is smaller than Johnson City or Kingsport.
You're muted, Chasing. What did you say?
121.56. Somebody saying right around 48. Somebody else said, I'm over here talking to my.
It's coming up after this because I asked her again to say it, and
1 hour and 11 minutes.
Yeah, just y'all chill. I'm not going to skip on.
Go ahead.
That's kind of far for him to because she lives that far away. She doesn't. They don't go to the same school.
I gotta go. I'm gonna be in the chat though.
Okay, yeah. So
we're transferring fish. So sorry.
Oh, thank you so much for coming up.
No problem. Love you guys.
Right. See ya.
Bye.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I said. They felt like they were putting him far away.
Yeah.
I really felt that weird. That was weird from the get go.
Yeah, it is.
Y'all's interview with the dad too, and y'all uncovered a lot with that. Okay, sorry, I was looking for an answer. Okay,
and that's on my channel. If you ever want to play that, you have complete permission.
Mods, if y'all will put the link to that video in the chat, I would greatly appreciate it. People need to reference that. If you have not seen it, Penny and Benny did an interview with Andrew, Hunter's dad, and it was really good. And that's why I asked that.
Yeah, about 45 minutes.
Yeah, we're close. Exactly. We're closer to Bristol than you are.
Right.
So that's out of the way.
Right.
Let's see. What did she say? Please
have Candus repeat.
Hold on,
Allison.
Y'all, Birdsong, are you for real going to say this is scripted? Please go to the beginning of this video. Oh my Lord! I ain't doing it today. Did not know this woman was coming up. People said you need to learn how to do an interview. Look, I didn't know she was coming up. She was actually answering questions.
You should be so lucky to have been tuned in when Candus, the mother of a missing child, decides on a random whim to join a live stream. You should be so lucky and so privileged to hear what she has to say or what questions she answers. This is not typical. They did not plan for it. You're lucky you got what you got. So vultures, keep picking.
Bye-bye. All right. So, yeah, we'll just go ahead and push play. I ain't dealing with it today.
Okay.
So people want to know if she said, I have your kid or they have your kid.
Okay, yeah. Read the Candus, do you see that?
Please have Candace repeat what Allison showed that she had her kid or they. Okay, when I was going and I was holding the banner for Summer when she come up missing, Allie and her group said "ha ha" like this and said, "We got your bitch." That's what they did.
We got your bitch.
She didn't say that. Excuse me. Crickets.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. I'm just saying. So, yeah, it's scripted, right? Get out of here. Anyway, so there's that. I mean, look.
That's the first time I have ever heard that. You know? Have you ever heard that before? That they, I got your bitch before, Kim? Have you ever heard that before last night?
Never.
And just let me tell you guys how blown away Cam was at everything that he heard or everything that happened. When this live ended, we were on the phone and he was like, "What in the hell? What happened? Like what even was that? Like what what was I supposed to do?" Like that was not something that we had even planned on covering. Like what was going on?
Yeah, and look, I was, she even jumped on me. She was like, "Cam, this ain't about you, Allie. This ain't." I was like, I didn't want it to be about me.
We don't.
And I texted Allie. I was like, "Hey, bro, Allie, like, what's up?" Like during the live, I was like, "Allie, like, what's what's going on?" Like this is not normal. What's going on? Do you guys know something? What's going on? No, this was completely off. Like there was nothing there that anybody could have planned for. It was completely just her speaking her mind, everything that she wanted to get off of her chest. And I thank Cam for that. I thank Cam for anybody who gives Candus or Dawn the platform to speak their mind. I think that is invaluable to the situation. I don't think that anybody involved in this situation should ever be held back. If they feel like they have something to say, I feel like that they should say it.
This comment right here. Cam even tried putting things off on poor Allie. I did. I said, "You're a woman, answer," because
I could have smacked the far out of him.
Yeah, I mean,
what happened?
I got so uncomfortable because I didn't know how to handle it. I said, "Al, you're a woman, answer."
Oh yeah, Cam, I could have smacked the hell out of you too for that. I was like, "What the hell?"
Oh my gosh! But no, when that ended, we sat in silence for a few minutes, like at the end of it. And we just sat there, and then we looked at each other, and we were like, "What in the world just happened?"
Well, we did see. We did see, and I'm just going to be real about it. We saw a progression of Candus. She was more intoxicated. That's what it is. There ain't no hiding it. Somebody in the comments said, she was drunk, and I said, nobody said she wasn't. Okay, I'm not, and that's another thing that does not reflect on me. People say you need to try to get her in this. We've talked. I cannot force anybody to do anything. I am no, but I'm not. I have no authority, anything.
And I will say that I personally talked to her hours before this happened, and she was not like that.
And when nobody's BSing when we said she has done better. Yes. She is making steps. And I said it last night. I said I told her this. Even if it's baby steps, if you've done just a little bit better tonight than yesterday, then you're progressing. So,
Cam, can I just say this? Because, if you don't mind, can I tell the truth? Can we get a witness? Amen. Yes, I'm going to tell the truth. So when your live ended, and I honestly, I cannot I mean, I could go on my call history. Sure. I don't remember if I called you or you called me. One of the two happened.
I'll tell you.
What was it? Did you call me or I call you?
I called you.
You called me. Are you sure? Because I feel like I probably would have called you.
I called you at sorry. I just called.
Right now.
Information. I called you at 10:26.
Okay, so you called me. We talked.
Yeah.
And then I was I don't know, what did I say? Let's call Benny. And then I
Yeah.
tried to call Benny on three-way, right?
Yes.
And then at that point, you remained on hold
Yes.
because he, I tried to call him on three-way and then it wouldn't let me because he had merged a phone call. He merged a phone call with me, him, and Candus. So instead of clicking over, what he did was merge me onto a phone call with him and Candus. You know,
I was on hold, so I hung up.
right, and you remained on hold. I was texting you. I was like, I don't think it's gonna let us merge because he just merged his phone call. The details of that phone call, are here or there. It was basically the same thing that was discussed on your live. But I mean, I think that we were all equally surprised. You, Allie, myself, Benny, we were all equally surprised at the revelation of, what she said. Do I agree with it coming to the internet first versus that being something that she discusses in private with her husband?
Correct.
No, I don't. I have my own opinion about that. And what I've learned first and foremost in this whole thing is that my opinion is irrelevant and it changes absolutely nothing.
We have to use logical thinking, though. People were saying, "Oh, you exploit it." I can't see into the future. I don't know what she's going to say, so I can't just say, "Oh, gotta turn her off real quick." She said what she said.
Right.
It's out there.
If you would have not allowed her up, or if you would have muted her or stopped her or anything, you would have received the same amount of criticism. And that's why I'm saying, like, just don't make apologies. Like, you had nothing to do with anything that came from her mouth or her mind or whatever. And, it's just, it is what it is.
I even try to take into account that she's holding a banner during a parade during Fun Fest. I even think this is how I try to think objectively. Did you mishear? Are you not sure what they actually screamed? Because I even think like that because I try to think everything out before I accuse anybody of anything. So, and that's the fair way to do it. But people are going to get mad because we're talking like this. I can't help what was said on there. It's out there. So I'm going to be truthful and talk about it. That was what was said. Here it is. I'm not, they're going to be mad at me and they're going to say this and
That has
that.
nothing to do with you, though.
Yeah.
Like, what she said has nothing. Why is that even a topic of discussion?
It's not. It's because it's petty. It's so petty.
That has nothing to do with you. Like, the way personally, and I could be wrong. I could be reading it wrong, but how I'm feeling is all of this time, and this goes in line with my initial read of the situation whenever I first saw them on camera together. They were sitting down. Candus was quiet. She was behind the table. They were both sitting behind the table. Dawn was addressing the media. Candus was looking distraught. She didn't want to talk. She had her head shaved. She was looking, just beyond, any sort of coherence. And, that was my impression of them at first. And throughout all of this time, I've always felt like she was, oppressed in a way that she wasn't allowed to really get online like Dawn did and speak her mind and say all of the different things. To an extent, and it really confirmed it for me that one vigil where she was really getting a lot of comfort and sympathy, and she was starting to, show emotion, and Dawn had kind of pulled her away from that and said, no, we're going to go meet with our PI now,
It's
and we
true.
have to
It's true.
go. And I was like, wow. So she finally gets sympathy from the media, and you pull her away from getting any kind of, whatever. And
Exactly.
so that kind of had confirmed it for me. And it always kind of stuck with me that she wasn't really allowed. I don't know, in my mind. And I could be reading it wrong, but to me it felt like she wasn't really allowed to be in the mix. And
Very
now
true.
that he's gone, he's gone, and now she's speaking up, and now she's saying, hey, I'm not in love with him anymore. I'm always going to have love for him. I'm not in love
Holler
with him
boy.
anymore.
Hey, what's up, Holler boy? It's good to see you. It's good to kick you out again too. Sweet dreams, buddy. Love you. Kick rocks.
Night night.
Dude, this dude's a joke, man. He comes over here all the time and he's like, "Oh, you're a dog. He's not honest. Look at him."
Why don't you just keep him in the block section so you don't have to keep doing that?
No, I don't. I like to let them out because I just want to see if they continue because it's fun.
Um,
Yeah, look, they don't affect me. You know how I do it. I mess with them back, and they don't know how to take it.
yeah.
And people don't know that too. People think I said, look, I mess with them back in comments and everything, and sometimes you comment back something that somebody doesn't have. This is going to sound really arrogant. I better not say it. Anyway, Allison, it was going to sound so cocky. Anyway, but
Allison, help me.
no, this is when this is something that I believe Candus got taken. It got taken the wrong way, and Allie took it a different way. Okay, you remember when she did that interview and she said she felt like she was smothered.
Yeah.
She said,
It smothers me. She
Yeah,
says.
it smothers me.
Allie, we were talking to somebody last night about this, and she said, I took it as a mother, and the person we were talking to too. She said, I would feel like that if I lost my child, like I was being smelled, like everything, the world was on top of me. And I said, I didn't think about it like that because a lot of people are like, no, that means she smothered her.
But okay, I don't want to sound like
hell, that's your honest feeling, and that was before we ever talked on YouTube. Mm-hmm. That's me and her sitting here at the house.
Yeah, right. Yes. I get you because all of June, all of July, half of August, it was just, I only talked about this stuff with my husband, and I got it. I get what she means by it smothers me. However, that is a little out of the I'm not, how do you say it? I feel like Candus would be more the type to say, it makes me feel like I can't breathe, or it takes my breath away. Like,
what we're saying. Exactly what we're saying. Like the world's on top, or like everything is
right. But I don't feel like I feel like it smothers me was a told feeling, a borrowed word, like lured. Like I feel like somebody lured her away from here. I don't necessarily feel like that is something that is typically in the book, in her vocabulary. I feel like that probably somebody she heard somebody say that, so she repeated it. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. It just doesn't seem ordinary for her to, especially as much as she's talking now, and to compare certain statements that she's used in the past, like it smothers me, or lured her away. It just seems like borrowed words, like she heard somebody else say it.
Well,
You know what I mean?
right here is a perfect example of us not having the same opinion, being able to work together and still
right.
I love it. This right here, let's lead by example. Hey, I don't agree with that, but hey, that's cool. We can talk about that. You feel that way, we feel that way. Okay.
I really put a lot of weight in words. I really put a lot of weight in words. Like, you say what you mean. You only speak what comes to your head. And the only reason why it comes to your head is because either one, somebody told you to say it, or because you mean it. And I really put a lot of weight in words. Always.
My from my past, my brain is fried. So sometimes I say stuff and it doesn't even make sense. Allison's like, what? Hey, what the hell does that mean? It's bad. So anyway,
but I totally get it as a mom. Like, when I resonated with that, whenever she said it smothers me, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, it does. I can totally get that. But especially after all this time and seeing her behavior and hearing, her normal vocabulary, it just doesn't seem like a word that she would say, is what I'm saying. It seems almost coached, or borrowed.
When I see that on the menu, smothered chicken or whatever it is, I'm like, that ain't from here. That's for real. But I mean, she's from Wisconsin and stuff too, so she's not Southern. So I've thought about that, because even with Grandma, listen, when Grandma says stuff, she goes, she doesn't know anything about here. She said, well, we're from where I'm from, and she'll say something I have no idea what she's talking about.
No idea.
And
we'll be saying the same thing, but not saying the same thing.
Right. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, and it's I mean, I know that it's like a common phrase, but I'm just saying, like, listen to how Candus talks. It's not, it just doesn't.
I'm gonna argue, in my opinion, and this is, like, in my opinion, I think, I don't know, this, and I'm not trying to be rude. Like, smothered is not a big, like, it's not a word I would use. Like, that's one I would like avoid. What am I? It just don't sound right. Like, what's the word I hate? Privilege. That's another word I freaking hate. I don't.
You hear that word frequently.
My mom would say, "You're going to lose your privilege." I'm like, say it again. I hate that word. Just the way it sounds.
Contact.
You need to contact me, Camden. I'm like, you're my mom, and I don't say contact. You say you call me. No, I'm just playing. I'm weird like
be so
that.
Mad when she hears you.
Oh, she is. She'll be watching this right now. She's like, Camden, shut up. Oh, by the way,
what do you guys think about the word lured? Do you think that that's normal?
Say it like that, lured.
Lord,
like
Lord.
Fishing lure. Is that
lure? Yeah. So I mean, you would assume, you got a fishing lure. But she said, lured her away from here. And it just didn't sound natural.
And I was just I was being stupid. But
Well, what do you think about that? Because to me, the three words that really stood out to me in that whole news interview where Candus first spoke on TV was smothered, lured, and elusive.
Standing right here, guys. That's why I keep looking up. Somebody asked me.
Tell her to sit down. Come on, Alec, girl, sit down.
She will not get in front of this camera because she has to be primped and
I worked 12 hours today.
Well, you take pride in your appearance, and that's awesome.
Girl, I can't say shit. I'm an avatar.
You're pretty all the time. I love you. You're beautiful all the time, woman.
You are beautiful all the time.
You really are.
No, I still have my stethoscope around my neck and haven't even took anything.
Did I
out of my
not take
pocket.
up for you
You're
today?
a hero, and I thank you so much for your service,
It
Allie.
really is, and that's
Thank
why
you.
that's why I went off so bad today. And when I told her about that today, like I'd done, went to, I mean, that set me off.
Your service is invaluable, and nobody can do the things that you guys do, and I think the world of you. So, if you don't want to be on camera, you go and you take a nice bubble bath or whatever you want to do.
I'll take it for free. I'm blessed to have her. Somebody like me doesn't get a woman like that every day. So
Hush.
for real, I mean, I don't never have deserved you. But that's, that's neither here nor there. And I will fight tooth and nail for y'all. And people want to come. I mean, it's sad. It's really sad. It's because of what we did last night. They're attacking you and stuff like.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time PG went after it.
Yeah, that's the one thing that people.
And we're going to clear up some rumors right here. By the way, all the people that come to my comments and say, my name is Cameron and I'm the one spray painted the whales. First of all, that's not my name. Good research. Second of all, what was the other one? We do not live on Sheriff. No, it was Sheriff Lawson's not our landlord. Heard that one the other day. Was what?
My parents do not own the meadow.
Allie's parents do not own the meadows.
I just want to say that because I have some sort of difference of opinion or words stood out to me from the interview that didn't stand out to other people doesn't mean that I'm bashing Candus. It means that something stood out to me, and it meant something different to me, and that is the purpose of having people around you who don't always agree with you. No, this guest is not a linguist. Never claimed to be, Lori Ann. However, I do have an opinion, and I'm up here to state that opinion. Not everybody has to agree with it, and not everybody will. However, I don't necessarily care if people agree or disagree with my opinion. Everybody is entitled to their
Opinions are
own.
like buttholes. Everybody has one. And
Everybody has one, and they all stink.
Yeah, they all stink and they're all ugly. So live with
Right.
yours and don't
So,
worry about somebody
nobody's
else.
claiming to be some sort of linguist or anything. I'm just a regular person with opinion. I said what the three words that stood out to me. To me, period, personal. As a person, the three words that stood out to me was smothered, lured, and elusive.
And that the reason I brought it up is because I even said that at the beginning. There was many people that took it different ways, and that's and I felt like that's where Candus initially really got the bashing from. That was the first real big thing I felt like. And like there's, like I said, people are going to take it different. Penny, don't let people get to you, just like you tell me.
Oh, I'm not. I just really don't think that it's anybody's right to sit in here and say stuff like that whenever, we're here for a constructive conversation. I'm sorry we're not arguing. I know that that's typically what sells it. What sells the show is for people to sit here and argue, but because we have a difference of opinion or whatever, like we can sit here and have a conversation. We talk to each other behind the scenes, off screen, whatever, and we don't have to agree. We don't even have to talk about anything necessarily to do with this situation. We're people. We're people.
And we do talk behind. And I asked her today, what was I asked you? I said, I wanted to ask you something. I said, I want you to be truthful because I have seen some of the most wicked people through this YouTube thing. And I said, are you really my friend? Because you've been the only one that has not really turned on us.
Yeah.
And I don't roll like that, man. If I tell you how I am, that's how I am. Chasing hasn't either. Chasing too. I forgot. Yep.
Right.
And but that that says a lot about somebody's character. We only have our word, and your word is your bond. So
Yeah.
you got to carry that through. If you have an issue, we can discuss it. You don't have to fight and get mad and say I'm not talking to you no more. We can agree to disagree. Some people have heated arguments and they might not talk, but look, for real, that ain't happening over here. We're gonna move. This is an adult conversation. We're getting somewhere. All right.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm gonna try to
one
wrap this up.
thing
926 people here. Y'all better be giving us a thumbs up today.
in the very mature,
not.
I guess infancy stages of my marriage, one of the things that we learned as a married couple is that we want, we both want to win. We both have the same goal, and whether or not we approach that same goal from the same position, we ultimately still have the same goal. So, for example, if you want to put it into sports analogy, he might be the pitcher, I might be the catcher. We both have the same goal. We both are on the same team. We both want to win, but we play different positions. So we both come at winning in different ways. So do you and I both want summer found? Do we both want the truth? Yes. Do we have different ways of going about it? Yes. Do we have different opinions on how to achieve it? Yes. But do we want the same thing? Yes. That's just what it is. Gavel Geek says all buttholes do not stink, and that I should speak for myself. So
do you bleach yours? That is awesome. You bleach yours?
I'm in our sex, lots of buttholes.
Have you? They're pretty, ain't they?
I used to work in the gynecology office, so let's talk about that.
Yeah.
You get to have all the fun.
Buttholes.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Let's unbutton that top collar. Look, I can't even look. This is sad right here. I have 3 chest hairs at 35 years old. That's so bad.
Oh my goodness, Cam, drink some black coffee. Why don't you?
Yeah, it's sad. I had to shave my face till I took the top layer of skin off for that to start growing when I was younger.
Mustache for years.
I've worked on this mustache for years. It's a beaut. If I was to shave, I would, huh?
Turn it up at the end. There you go. Monsieur.
No.
Bonjour.
It's coming. Anyway, sorry. Moving on. All right, so we're gonna play this real quick, and this will get everybody in a good mood. We're gonna take this back and make it about summer. I don't care if it doesn't. Look, Feliz Navidad. Here we go. Where's my sound at? This is so good.
'Cause I'm human. I'm afraid that God won't look at me the same. Oh, and I'm desperate. I've got to know that I'm not the only one who feels this way. Kings feel it, beggars and thieves feel it, that down on my knees feel it. You wanna give up, you wanna shut down, you wanna let go, you wanna check out, but don't you quit. Don't you quit. Take this cup from me, even Even the King of Kings fell to his knees and he cried, "Take this cup from me." Even the perfect one was desperate to be free when he cried, "Take this cup from me." Even the King of Kings felt it just like me. Lie down on my knees, feeling you wanna give up, you wanna shut down, you wanna let go, you wanna check out. But don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you quit. Don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you quit. Don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you quit.
Yo, tell me that's not amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna copyright strike you on that later.
Look, I had that wet a long time ago, and
Yeah, me too. The same person sent it to me.
yeah, she was. Look, I know she was running around to everybody.
I would never. I would never.
Look, I know, but check this out. Look, it ain't about that, and it's that should give people. We're not gonna quit on this little girl. We're not gonna quit looking as much as craziness. Look, none of these other people out here don't. It's not about them. It's about that little girl right there.
Right.
It's about her. This is what it all goes back to. It's good that we see those pictures and we refresh that in our mind that it's not an object that we talk about. It's not. This is a child.
Yeah.
That does have a family, and regardless if you like her family or not, that's her family.
Yeah. A living, breathing, beautiful baby girl that had no choice in what happened to her, whatever did happen to her.
God does everything for a reason, and we don't have the answers, and people will say, if there's a God, why would he allow things like this to happen? Because, and I used to struggle with this. I used to question God when I met Allison. I cussed God. I refused to. I believed that there was not one until I knew, and I think that because God gives us free will right here, and He gives us a choice to either do the right thing now, or we can continue to go to an even worse place than this is right here, or we can choose to do the right thing and set ourselves apart. And but children like this are innocent. So you ask, why does this happen? Because the enemy is the prince and the power of the air, and he is men was given the earth as their domain, and we essentially turned it over to the enemy. And we give him the power by talking and putting him up on a pedestal. Well, the devil made me do this, the devil did that. He attacks us, and and there, I don't know the answers for everything, but I do know that people will pay for their actions, and regardless of how we bash or anything like that, they have to answer for what they do. And I would hate to have that on my conscience of hurting a child like that. And I pray every day that the people or whoever is responsible, that they are convicted in their heart, that they can't even look at themselves or deal with themselves on a daily basis, and that something will happen. And if it is her walking away, I pray that the right people go to that spot wherever it is, and we can get answers. But we can't quit. All right. I don't know. I was trying to speak from the heart with that, and I don't know if it made sense, but
well, the thing is, the thing to remember is the the devil is the author of disease, death, and decay. And, men, we are born sinners. We have free will. And, it's not always, people don't always choose the way of God. And that results in some not so great things happening in our world, which we are not of. We are not of this world. People who choose to be, and it is our choice, we have free will. People who choose to be saved and followers of God, we're not of this world.
We live in okay. Now I want to follow up with it. We live in such a broken system that, and we witnessed this morning. Who kind of, but when people that SA children and take children are getting less prison sentences than people that have a drug addiction, we live in a broken world. That something is wrong. That people. When I don't know where I'm going, but we saw this morning where that same creator that this was, he claims to be a counselor, claims that he was bashing people with struggles. I'm sure that everybody in this chat has a family member that has suffered with addiction. It's prevalent and it's a huge problem, and I really believe it's a disease. And I hope and pray that something switches around, that people that do mess with children and stuff get have to go actually pay the price for what they do, instead of getting slapped on the wrist and getting 3 months and getting put out and saying, oh, you need classes for your sickness. That's no excuse. That's where we need reform in our country, honestly. You got people that are doing more, years and years prison sentences for possession of a drug to have their fix, and then somebody getting 6 months for doing something like that to a child. It's a really big issue, and if people don't believe that's the way it is, please look it up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look at Sharpie Jr. Look at Sharpie Jr.
Oh, he made a mistake. So that's what his dad says. So, oh my gosh. I want to give a shout out to Krama Mama. That's another channel that does not have the same opinion, but I get along very well with them. They've been really awesome to me. If you subscribe to us, please go over there and show them some love, for real.
And Jenny because Jenny from Gavel Geeks is over on Krama Mama right now. But they're working together. But she has her own channel, but they're mostly doing things on Krama Mama right now. But Gavel Geeks is Jenny from Gavel Geeks is over there on Krama Mama. So kind of like, I mean, the first time viewer over there might think that like Jenny is part of Krama Mama, but I mean, she has her own channel.
Look, and we didn't start out on the best of terms. This is how bad it was. I went over there we had a good live. Went up there, but they had an impression of who I was by what other people had said, and they after we actually went, sat down and talked on live, they saw who we really were, and they were like, wow, you're not like they said you were at all. And I'm like, that's the problem. Because people are making judgment and they don't do their own research. People are being led like sheep. And this, you think if it's happening on YouTube, it's happening in the real world. And people are influenced so easy. Be your own person, stand up, and let's make a difference in this world. Don't be a follower just because this guy's saying it and you like the way he's aggressive and the way he can cuss people out. That's weak. That's cowardice. I'm sorry. It's called how it is. What is B saying? Krama Mama works hard for summer. Yes, they do. And
Adrian and Jenny are very, very, very
Candus
smart
is live
lady,
for
and
everybody.
they're very sweet.
She's
And
live.
who? Candace is live. Oh boy. Oh boy. I do
Look,
want to
I'm gonna call
also
this.
give
I'll let
a
everybody go over there.
special. What's that, Kim?
I said we'll shut this one down. So I'll let everybody go there. Whatever y'all.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Chasing for coming up, and Benny, and then a special
Yeah.
mention of Andrew Hiltz. He's been in this chat for a while. Of course, he never
Hey,
has to
Mama,
participate in any of this, but he's been in. Andrew Hiltz has been in the chat for a while, so
check
I
it out.
just
Yeah, Andrew, I wanted to give you credit, bro. You didn't have to get up there and talk and do what you did, and you were giving information for trying to find this little girl. Even if it was your son that you said that that you didn't completely, you were honest, and that I saw that. Look, man, that's what it takes. This little girl's innocent and she can't speak for herself. She can't even, I made a good point the other day. When you take your child and you ride in the car with them, what's the age before they really know where they're at in locations and stuff? She might, she probably has no idea where she's at, and it's frightening. It's terrible.
Yeah. But yeah, I noticed him in the chat, and I just wanted to give him a shout out because he didn't ask to be in the mix of all this, but he's he's here, and he's trying to help, and he's also trying to continue on with a normal life for as much as he can for what it is now. So
Right. And it sounded like he was having to try to be a parent from afar.
yeah.
Bro, look, you can only do what you can do when you're not given the opportunity. I have an older daughter, and they played games with me like that, and I just now at her, she's an older teenager. I'm just now building a relationship because of what the parents did, and so I understand, and we can only do what we can do, guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to call it off right now. Chroma Mama, y'all go. Please go subscribe to them. Tell them Cracking Cases sent you, please. We love you. Pray real quick, and we're out of here. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for letting us come together with difference of opinions. We pray that you bless the people that don't even know that they have a prayer request. Lord, we know that everybody has wants and needs and struggles, and Lord, we ask that you meet them right where they are. God, we ask that you put your arms around the missing, especially Summer, Heavenly Father. We ask that this little girl have some answers brought to her case. And God, we ask that conviction lays on the heart of whoever is responsible for this child's disappearance. And we ask that they cannot live with themselves daily, and that the anguish and just sickness of seeing what they've done, if they've done something that they just can't even carry on. God, we ask that justice be served in this. And again, we pray for all the missing children in the nation. We ask that there will be reform in our nation. Lord, we pray for Ukraine and our troops overseas. We ask that that something can be de-escalate this situation. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. All right, check it out. We're out of here again. Catch you on the next one. Remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice,
but justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate.
All right, let's catch you on the next one, guys.
All right, bye.